Whole sports all plays. Yeah. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Whole sports all plays. Yeah.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the ASAP Afternoon Blitz. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined today by Rob Scott, Rob's 2 cents. How you doing today, Rob?
I'm all good, my brethren. How you doing?
Doing good, and also joined by Deontay Kelly. Word on the sidelines. How's it going, Deontay?
I'm good, man. How are y'all doing?
Doing good. Waiting on baseball to come back tomorrow, so we have some more of the sports I like watching back on TV because this time of year can be a little slow because you're in between football and basketball and everything else. But
this is why all the analysts go on vacations.
That's when you see. That's when you see all the backup analysts on all the shows during the day.
That is
Time
true.
to shine.
Turn into like First Take, and Stephen A's not there.
You know what?
Steve Nate said,
Mad Dog's still been on there. I'll tell you what, Mad Dog is a funny dude. I like Mad Dog.
yeah, he's hilarious.
What you say, Deontay, about Stephen A?
I know he has shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
So that's why he hasn't been on there.
Last thing I was watching about Stephen A is when he was getting checked by JJ Redick and CJ McCullough. I like them on the show with him because they kind of hold him accountable. But Stephen A still holds his own. Don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen. That man is great at what he do.
That's one thing I'll give him. He'll stand tall with everything he says.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, even if he believes it or not.
Yeah, him and Skip Bayless, those are two dudes.
Skip Bayless is just a troll. I love Skip's trollness. Like he does it to intentionally get a rise out of people. He's like, yeah, LeBron, he's not the greatest, but he gets the slick laugh, the smile he does, and it's like Skip don't even believe the shit that come out of his mouth. But
no, he don't. He don't believe half the shit he's saying.
I'll be thinking the same thing.
He takes a lot of, but he'll take the heat for it.
But he knows. I'll rock with Skip for that, man.
But he knows that's why people watch him. People don't watch him to hear why he really thinks. They watch him to be a troll.
To be a troll. He'll be like, what? Let me tell you about Steph Curry. I mean, he'll beat the.
You go sit down at a bar with that dude off camera. I bet you half the shit he says on camera is he actually feels the reverse.
Hey, Skip, welcome to the cookout anytime. I stand on it. Skip, we got a plate for you, my boy. What's up, Andre?
Yeah, what's up, Andre?
How's it going, Andre?
Andre said, Chris, what do you think ends up happening with Soto? I think Soto is going to be traded here in the next 10 to 13 days, right before the trade deadline.
Think he coming to the Reds?
Unfortunately, probably not. I think there's a good chance he's going to end up with the Padres.
He said, unfortunately, probably not.
Reds won't spend that kind of money on nobody.
Is this the Soto that
won the home run contest?
The home run derby.
Yep.
See, I watched. So I got a little confession to make. As I mentioned on ASAP in the morning, I watched the home run derby, and I watched the All-Star game, and I was mightily impressed.
I was getting ready to ask you guys what you thought of the All-Star game and the home run derby.
It was pretty good. I couldn't complain on it. I actually liked it.
Shout out to Rodriguez making history. 30 home runs in 2 rounds. I
And
mean,
see,
I
that was
told you that
amazing.
was my sleeper.
That was
I
amazing.
picked Soto to win it. I got that right. But I will say this. I think if Rodriguez would have got Soto had the advantage because in the first 2 rounds he went second.
Yeah,
So he knew how many home runs he had to hit, then he was done.
yeah,
Rodriguez went first both them first 2 rounds and hit 30-something home runs for both those rounds.
he got
If he would have
tired.
went second them rounds and only had to hit 17, 18 home runs both
Yeah.
them rounds,
Yeah,
I think it would have been closer in the finals because I think Rodriguez was a little fatigued.
he was. But what he did was absolutely
Oh, what he did was
amazing. I
amazing.
mean,
It was awesome.
the amount of concentration, the amount of being in the zone that you have to be in to do something like that. I mean, once he got, I mean, you can tell like he was playing with the first couple of the swings, and once he got in the groove and he got that motion down pat, I mean, it was bow, bow. I mean, you just all you was doing just looking at how many balls was going outside of the park, and it was amazing. I was like, wow. I mean, for me to be like really my first home run derby I watched, and I saw that, I was like, wow.
Yeah. Oh no, he put on a show. That's why I say I think if just one of them first 2 rounds he got to hit second,
Yeah.
he might have won he probably would have won it.
I get you because he tried to set the bar so high, and then other people behind him, the bar was set so low. So if I only have to hit 15 home runs, that's all I'm going for.
And you hit 32, I'm saving a lot of energy.
Yeah,
Compared to what you had to expend.
Correct. But it was amazing.
It was fun to watch.
Shout out to Albert Pujols, a legend in the game. As I mentioned, I don't watch baseball a lot, but it's just certain names when you're great at something, you just gonna know that person's name.
And something else I think's cool about the home run derby is how much they incorporate the kids.
Yeah,
kids bringing the Gatorade and the towel to the guys. You have the kids in the outfield, which I ain't gonna lie, scares me a lot because hey, dude, these balls are coming out there fast.
Yeah,
you have 3 or 4 kids jumping at a ball, one of them might get hit in the face because. But that scares me. But I think it is cool that there's so much involvement from the kids there at the All-Star at the home run derby. I think that's one thing that MLB does do right when it comes to the All-Star weekend.
Yeah. And we just gotta get some of our faces in there, man. Because I mentioned this on the morning show. I've heard that this has been an issue for quite some time. Jay McLovin, one of our great friends and great panelists on multiple shows, he brings this up quite often that baseball doesn't have a lack of it doesn't have an appeal to the black audience, and I brought up the point that I noticed when they got an aerial view of the actual stadium, Dodger Stadium, it wasn't a lot of people to me there at an All-Star game that you would expect, and it kind of signifies to me that it's a lot of people that think like me that is not really into baseball. And it kind of makes you wonder now, is it due to, lack of resources that baseball, extends to the African-American community? I'd like to hear your thoughts on that, Chris.
I think a lot of it is baseball does a bad job of marketing themselves.
I agree.
I mean, because you can see players like Mike Trout, for example. He could walk through a neighborhood and 7 out of 10 people might not know who he is. And he's supposed the best player there is right now. So I think that something to do with maybe the African American community is a lot of these baseball leagues for kids charge way too much for kids to participate. And unfortunately that takes chances away from some kids that could love baseball and could really excel at baseball. I know this for a fact because like where we live, Dad ran a baseball league for 30 years and it was basically free. That way everybody had a place they could go play. And even when he did charge, he would charge like $10 or $20. And when they had to start charging, but the kids were given raffle tickets. And if they sold those raffle tickets, there was like 20 tickets. They got to keep the money. So it was basically a way for the parents to get their money back. And but other leagues I know would charge like $100 a kid, or some leagues are even more than that. And unfortunately, that just takes away from some of the kids that don't have their parents don't have the resources or the ability to pay $100 for them to play, not counting a glove, baseball pants, because most leagues just give you a shirt and a hat. They don't give you pants. So parents have to buy that, a glove. Most kids want to have their own bat, so they're not sharing a bat with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I mean. So it can get expensive. So I think that's one downfall. But the biggest downfall is Major League Baseball don't market themselves well. There's no reason the best player on the planet should be able to walk by, and probably over half the people in the room wouldn't know who he was. That's a problem. And they just don't market themselves real well. And I don't understand why. Like last night when they had the players mic'd up, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Do
that was amazing.
During regular season games.
That was amazing. Like
I'm not saying you have to have the pitcher, but you could have the first baseman or somebody like that every once in a while. But
yeah, and you know they noticed they do that for games in the NBA and NFL.
Like they done it with Joey Votto one game, dude. And Joey Votto was hilarious. And it gets, I think if you do that more, get players out there so more people get to know the players more as a person, I think Major League Baseball could really grow. But I just think they do a bad job of marketing themselves. And then when it comes to like more African Americans and just more minorities, I think a lot of it is due to the cost. And it's unfortunate there's not enough leagues out there that don't worry about the cost and want to make sure everybody gets a chance to play.
Have y'all noticed like kids don't even do fundraisers anymore? It's the parents just cough up money. Like they don't do car washes, candy sales, or nothing. Because back in the day, it was like that with us. We had to do like fundraisers and everything to pay for our uniforms. Our parents didn't have to pay most of the time.
Yeah, sell candy bars or do car wash or sell raffle tickets or do a bowl-a-thon.
I was mentioning that earlier as well. Like, you know, and I think too, to me, when I say extend resources to the African American community, it can also be just making appearances, because we've seen NBA players go in some of these, you know, what you'll call hoods. You know, they've been in the hood. Football players have come back and go to the hoods. Yeah. And you don't see that from baseball.
Make appearances like at the local boys and girls clubs. If you just
you know, like not even if you want to go on a block, but going to some of these pro-hams, going to some of these minor league games, going to some of these exhibition games, you can do that. You've seen football players show up at Pop Warner, you've seen basketball players not only have not only attend pro-ham games, but also own pro-ham teams. Carmelo on the team. LeBron has a pro-am team. D Wade has a pro-am. Chris Paul has a pro-am team. So I think it's just a little different. Like I don't know some of these players, and even some of your diehard players. I mean, diehard fans don't know some of these players.
Yeah,
like I'm listening to
that's what I'm saying.
Last night, and you can tell some players didn't know half the play people on the roster.
And on the flip side of that, Rob, is that baseball don't market it right, because like, when a player's injured, they'll do a rehab start on the minor league level. Sometimes it might be AAA or it might be single A.
Yeah.
But you never hear, dude, if your baseball market that, hey, Joey Votto is going to be at the single A team or the AAA team in Louisville. More fans are going to come to that minor league game for one. They'll have a chance to see Votto. More, you know what I mean? And they don't market that at all. They done rehab start yesterday in Louisville. Well, why don't you put that out there so people know about it and more people have a chance to watch it? I think some of it's the players, but some of it's also baseball as a whole just don't market themselves well. It's like I said, like you were saying, people don't know a lot of the players. Trout's considered the best player in baseball right now. And I guarantee you, he could walk through a room and it would be crazy. Or he could walk through a room and it'd probably be 50-50 of people knowing him and not knowing him.
I wouldn't even know Mike Trout. I've heard of his name, but I know.
You don't know Mike Trout from the Los Angeles Angels?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know him if he walked in the room. Unless somebody said that's Mike Trout. Now, if I heard the name, I'd be like, oh, the guy that played for the Angels. But I wouldn't.
There's a lot of people that wouldn't know who Mike
if
Trout is.
Gronkowski rocked in the room, I'm gonna know that. Yeah. I'm like, oh snap, that's Rob Gronkowski. If Brady walks in the room, even play it like Cooper, if Cooper Kupp walks in the room, I'm gonna know that's Cooper.
Yeah, like I was at a bar and Marvin Harrison was sitting on the other side of the bar. I knew it was Marvin Harrison. You know, it was like. Yeah,
I wouldn't know baseball player. Only person I would probably know right now, I would know Albert Pujols and I would know Ohtani. And that's just because I've seen him enough on TV. They advertise him a lot.
I will be honest. I really did like the All-Star game uniforms last night. I thought the uniforms were slick, man. They were kind of like the old school.
I need the Sox jersey and the Cubs jersey.
I want to get one of them hats. I want to get one of them hats also. I like them All-Star hats too.
Yeah, the jerseys was clean. That gold look was clean. And like you mentioned, Chris, and we talked about this a little bit earlier on the morning show, that mic'd up situation. Listening to the pitcher being mic'd up was so cool to me because you see, like you said, it brought some personality to the game. And I'm laughing at this dude, he like, yeah, that's why I want to get him. Got you. What's up, sexy? Got him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was hilarious.
Damn it, Damien.
Oh, man. Hey Big Poppy probably was messing with Scarface. I don't know what he was on, man. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that was crazy.
I didn't know that he got shot.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Who?
David Ortiz.
Oh, yeah, he's been shot before.
I didn't know that. But I just know that Big Poppy. I know Kenan Thompson does a good Big Poppy on Saturday Night Live. That's really how I got into David Ortiz. I've heard of him before, but to watch Kenan Thompson do we got some Mafugo. We got some, that is hilarious.
Well, Deontay, what was your thoughts on the All-Star?
I thought it was very
derby in the game.
I thought it was very nice. I like what you guys said. I love the uniforms. I thought the uniforms were very nice, and hopefully it's like that with years to come. I hope they do more, like so people do more, look more into baseball and look more into the personalities. But when it goes to yesterday was very well.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought the home run derby was real entertaining. I liked the coverage on it. The All-Star game, there wasn't a whole lot of action in that game, especially after the first few innings. But it was, I don't know, with them having the players mic'd up and everything, it still didn't bother me that the National League hitters went 20 in a row without getting a hit. I mean, National League got shut down after that first inning. They scored them first 2 runs. Looked like this might be the year the National League beats the AL. And then after that, the AL pitchers was able to just shut them down.
It's always like that, though.
Yeah. And then they got that nice run, that nice home run. Who was the MVP?
Stanton.
Stanton, yeah, Carlos Stanton. So, that was it. It was good. Like, I guess that's what you would call a defensive game. I guess in baseball, when the pitcher is able to, get great strikeouts or get no hits. So it was pretty good. Did it pique my? I will watch baseball more, but it's still, even last night, I'm watching the All-Star game and I fell asleep, and I woke up to the end of the game. You know what I'm saying? So. Baseball is just it started off cool. You see the 2 home runs, you're like, okay, this is gonna be an exciting game. And not to say that a defensive or no-hit game isn't an exciting game, but it's so long and it's like it's a snooze fest. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, like last night in the All-Star game, I was watching the All-Star game, but I was also doing stuff on the computer, getting ready for the shows and stuff. So when I watch a Reds game, you guys know I've been on shows with you guys. I'll be cussing at the TV and stuff. I wasn't doing that last night. It was on, but I wasn't paying like all my attention to it like I would usually do like a football game or
yeah.
Now a Reds game, if it's a close game, I'm hey, I'm not doing nothing. I'll worry about stuff on the computer later. But All-Star game, I was multitasking, and I don't do that like during football and other sports.
Yeah, I wish it was a way.
It's All-Star game, you know. I mean, it still don't mean much, even though I think baseball is the best All-Star game, just because you do have like a 3-2 games and they do compete.
Yeah, they definitely were. They were competing. You can tell nobody was pulling pitches back, or they really wanted to strike you out, and then they just show what you got some of your best hitters up there, but you also got your best pitchers up there. So, and as I was saying earlier, there is a huge difference in between playing in the professionals and playing in the minors, and you can see that with baseball. Like games look vastly different.
Yeah.
But it was a good game. Like I said, I like seeing Denzel come out there and the tribute to Jackie Robinson. And, I think I heard somebody say Betts had on the shirt that said, "Need more black faces in the stand." And, hopefully one day it can. Because I remember growing up, there were a lot of little leagues around me. I was even interested in playing baseball at one time. Or I remember even back in the day, we'll have barbecues and you'll see people playing piggy or anything. You always had a bat and a ball, as your outdoor accessories. And you just don't see that anymore. Everybody's now picking up a pigskin, or we need a park that's next to a basketball court if we're having a picnic. Like, I just don't see baseball being played as much now as back in the day.
I remember back in the day that you would see, like, if you drove through a neighborhood, you'd see kids outside playing baseball.
Yeah.
Or basketball or football. And you don't see that no more.
Nah.
Like, it was funny. We were on our way to a wrestling show Saturday. And as we were getting close to the community center we was going to, we turned down this side street, and there was four kids out there playing basketball. And my dad goes, "Oh, you don't see that very often anymore." I was like, "No, you don't.
You don't."
Because they had to get to the side. They had to stand to the side to let us through because they were playing the road. And I was like, "That's cool. You don't see it no more."
I miss that too, man. Like growing up,
even
wrestling, dude. We would find old mattresses and bring them to the backyard. And get milk crates, and man, we've had whole hardcore matches in the backyard. Like, so it's crazy. Kids don't play like they used to anymore. But even when I do see kids play, it's not baseball, and I think you do need baseball back. I feel like baseball is a great sport. It's definitely a skill sport. You have to have an acquired skill for it, but it can be very lucrative if you can be great in it. And I would love to see some of our black kids get some of that money. I want to see how everybody makes some money. But, I just, hopefully baseball can get that mystique as it used to back in the day.
Oh, yeah. What changes do you think like the NFL or even maybe the NBA can make to their All-Star games and baseball to get more people to watch them? Because they are games that really don't mean nothing. So you get some fans that really don't tune into them. And if they do, they're not like me and Rob were just talking. You're not as invested in it.
Yeah.
As you are other games. So, and like the NFL, they're talking about doing away with the Pro Bowl.
They should. They
guys,
really
the NFL with the Pro Bowl.
At this point, they're probably going to have to because
they should.
It don't mean nothing anymore.
I get it though. With the Pro Bowl, it's kind of hard to go all out because you don't want nobody to hurt themselves.
Yeah.
In a situation where you're supposed to be having fun, and I agree with Shannon Sharp. Maybe do away with the Pro Bowl and have more skills competition in football.
I heard this lady. I can't remember her name because I want to give her the credit for it. But she was on Her in the Huddle on Tuesday.
Okay.
Here on the ASAP network.
Yeah.
And she had the idea of what NFL should do, and I actually like it because you have the esports and e-gaming now. You get the Pro Bowl players and you play Madden, you can put it where they control their players and play Madden. I think that would be and I think people would watch it, like she said. So I think that might be something alternative they could do too, like the Pro Bowl. Show more other players playing like Madden and stuff.
Yeah,
I think they would get more viewers that way, and especially younger viewers because I mean, gaming's big.
Yeah. Gaming is
I
big.
thought she had it. When she said that, I was like, man, that's a great idea.
And on top of that, the Pro Bowl is all the way in Hawaii. I think if the NFL started to choose different cities like MLB, like NBA, and the NFL's Pro Bowl this year is in Chicago. NFL Pro Bowl this year is in Arizona. And maybe not necessarily choose a state that has cold weather, a state or city that has cold weather. Choose maybe the Tampa Bays of the world, the Miamis of the world, the Californias of the world, and go from there. But
thanks, Mickey. Her name was Kate.
Yeah. So the gaming thing will be cool. I think also too, with it being all the way in Hawaii, and when it comes on right before the Super Bowl. Everybody's in Super Bowl mode.
I don't even think they go to Hawaii anymore. I think they go like to Miami now.
Oh, they go to Miami now. Yeah. So maybe maybe it might catch on now that it's more accessible, but they also need to change the date because some people can't go that's participating in the Super Bowl. They used to
do it after the Super Bowl, and then they started doing it before the Super Bowl.
Before the Super Bowl sucks. But I think the Pro Bowl should honestly go away. They should have more skill competitions, maybe quarterback competition, running back drills, something to showcase how great these players are without putting them in harm's way, because you're not going to get a good game out the Pro Bowl. And then as far as the NBA, I like the fact that they have the Kobe Bryant thing, like if the score is tied up, at the end, at the first 3 quarters, it's an accumulation of scores, and at the end, it's the first player to the accumulation of the end score. I like that because I think in the fourth quarter they do play tougher. But in the NBA, you got to get rid of the dunk competition now. That's where they're lacking at. The dunk contest is over with, unless you're going to have some outside dunkers participating. Because
none
NBA
of the stars
have
do
no
it.
creativity.
None of the stars do it anymore.
No, they don't. Like I would love to see, like right now, if you ask me a dunk con, I would love to see Zion. I got some dunkers. The question is, are they going to participate?
Yeah, because like back in the day, like you had Jordan and Drexler and you had a lot of the
Dominique
stars
Wilkins.
Participate.
Right, you had the Dominique Wilkins of the world and the Kobe Bryants.
Spud Webb.
Shout out to Spud.
I do, man.
Yeah, I know it's hard because when you think of all-star games and all-star competitions, these players are just taking it easy, and they don't want to play as hard. But to us, it's like, dude, this is the only time I'm gonna see, LeBron and Giannis and KD and all you guys, Steph, all on the same team. This is my time to dream. And to see like a LeBron and Steph Curry and what that could be if those two dudes play together, it's like, whoa, that's scarier. What if Tom Brady had Marvin Harrison instead of Peyton? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Chris like, hell no, don't you say that.
Hey, Harrison's my second favorite Colt.
Hey, Chris, I saw it in his eyes. He said, don't you say that. Tom ain't throwing to my boy.
Peyton's my number 1 favorite Colt ever, and Marvin's my number 2. I loved Marvin for one because he was small.
Yeah.
Because he ain't much bigger than me and was one of the best receivers to play the game, and he never dropped anything. It was just, man, him and Manning were deadly.
Oh man, if I had to pick out my favorite Bear that I personally saw, it'll be Urlacher. Urlacher was my guy, man. Like
I like Urlacher.
Brian Urlacher was.
I like Urlacher.
Urlacher was a beast, bro. Like it was one play in particular. They were playing the Atlanta Falcons, and the way that he hawked Michael Vick, the way he did that QB contain and kept him in the back. I was just like, man, this dude Urlacher his lateral quickness was amazing. When he was in his prime, Urlacher was a monster.
Oh yeah, he was one of my friends. A big Bears fan, and Urlacher was his favorite player.
Yeah, Urlacher was a beast, bro. Like, man, during that time is when we can truly say we were the monsters of the Midway.
If you guys would have had a quarterback during that time,
oh my God, don't rub it in, Chris. And everybody can't have a Peyton.
and during Peyton's time, if the Colts could just had a middle of the pack defense,
yeah,
think how much more games we'd have won and maybe Super Bowls. If our defense would have just been a little better, because we'd score 30 points a game and sometimes lose.
That's horrible.
Oh, and we always had trouble with them damn Chargers.
Is that when was that when Drew played for him?
No, Rivers.
So Drew had already left.
Yeah, Rivers would always kill the Colts, man. And San Diego's defense would always kill the Colts. They always had, for some reason, it seemed like the Chargers defense always had Manning's number for some reason. They are often
never had Tom.
Defense.
You know what? I could never rock with the Colts. Like, I love like the Marvin Harrison, Peyton Manning connection, but I could never rock with the Colts because I was such a Tom Brady fan.
See, I couldn't stand Tom Brady.
Me either. I hated Tom.
I couldn't rock with the Colts, man. I'm a huge Tom Brady fan.
I'll respect his talent and what he's done, but I can't stand him because he put the Colts out too many damn times.
Yeah, man, because when he turned to Psycho Tom, it's a problem. It's a problem.
That's what he did in my Chargers too. He took out my Chargers religiously.
Yep.
I
think your Chargers are going to be in good shape this year. I think they're going to be good.
We don't have Tom Brady in this conference, so
I don't know, man. I had to change my answer yesterday. We were talking. I don't know. Matter of fact, I don't think it was yesterday. Whenever I was on the show, we were discussing whether or not or who was going to win the AFC West, and I think I had to change my mind. Yep. I think it's going to be the Raiders.
Explain why.
Raiders. Because the more and more I come to the conclusion that Devontae Adams is now a Las Vegas Raider. You don't really need to do much with Devontae. You just need to put the ball near him. He'll take care of the rest. And I just think that Derek Carr has been successful without this guy, and to think about the distractions that they went through last season, losing a receiver, to legal situations, and the whole John Gruden situation. Yet this team was still able to make it to the playoffs. And then now you add a Devontae Adams to that. Now you take away distractions and you add the best receiver in football to that team. And you still have Renfro, however you pronounce his name. I just think that team now has a recipe for success. And I think the Raiders are going to be better than a lot of people give them credit for. And Devontae is going to make a statement. Devontae wants to show that he was the reason that Aaron Rodgers was successful, not the other way around.
See, my only thing about the Raiders is I don't know if I trust McDaniels as a head coach.
I do. He's been around the best head coach in the game.
Look what he did last time he was head coach.
The second time around is always a good time.
And I'm never going to say something good about McDaniels because he shit on the Colts too. He did, man. Hey, he was supposed to be the Colts coach. They already scheduled a press conference to announce it and everything, and then he called him back. He was on the plane. He called him back and said, "No, I'm not coming." What the fuck?
Josh McDaniels ran the offensive side of the ball for the Patriots, and you saw what he was able to do in the.
Oh no, he's great as an offensive coordinator.
Yeah. Now you get to bring that offensive mind to a pretty decent quarterback and the best receiver in the game.
Josh McDaniels,
that's scary, man. That is scary.
I'm not worried about that, man.
It's either them or the Chargers. It's either them or the Chargers.
There's three teams, and they're not, and the Raiders are not. It's either the Chiefs, Broncos, or us.
I don't think so. I don't really trust the Chiefs.
I have the Chiefs.
I
have the Chiefs at 3.
I would never go against number 15.
I get you, and he is great, but I just think Because not and it's crazy because do I think Tyreek Hill is a top 5 receiver? I do not. I don't even think he's a top 10 receiver. But
wow.
But what I will say is that he was very he fit what the Chiefs did offensively.
He needs a quarterback.
He was
like
a great
Mahomes
piece. He was a great piece for
that can
Mahomes.
make plays when the play breaks down.
I think they benefited each other.
Yeah, I do too.
And you lost that, and you didn't get any equivalent to replace that. Like you got Juju Smith-Schuster and Marcus Valdez-Scantling. Like I just that's not Tyreek Hill.
No, Scantling probably led the league, was close to leading the league in drops. That dude drops balls all the time.
And Juju is just not that guy. He thinks he's that guy, but he's not that guy.
He's more popular than what he is really good on the field. He's everybody knows his name, but he's not. He hasn't really shown what on the field what everybody expects him to be.
And everybody is also forgetting that Kansas City, their defense has been horrible. And it didn't get better. You lost your dog.
I was saying, honestly, I think their defense got worse.
You lost your dog. You lost Honey Badger. So now it's like you lose power offensively. You didn't gain any power defensively. Lost it.
Raiders lost one of their key corners and some key cornerstones of their team too, because Casey Hayward was playing at a Pro Bowl level.
I like the Chargers, and it's because of their defense.
But you gained Devontae Adams.
Jackson.
That's my thing.
We don't know if he's like that for real.
I think Devontae is like that. Oh, Devontae is like that. What you mean we don't know Devontae is like that?
We have a history of receivers playing with Aaron Rodgers, and when they leave Aaron Rodgers, they underperform.
But Devontae is different.
I gotta see. I'm not saying he's not.
Matter of fact, you gotta do the Ha Davis. You gotta say that twice. Devontae different. Like that guy, he's the best receiver in football. It's been plays.
I agree right now.
It's been plays I've seen Aaron Rodgers underthrow that man, overthrow that man. Devontae had to make something happen out of no way. I mean, hell, Aaron Rodgers was so dependent on Devontae Adams. That was the reason he lost to the 49ers. Everybody and their mama knew, stick Devontae, triple team Devontae. Throw the team at Devontae because clearly that's the only guy he wants to pass it to.
Well, because I don't blame him though, because you had Scantling that would drop the ball 40% of the time,
and Lazard,
and Cobb hasn't looked the same since the first time he was in Green Bay.
The only reason Cobb is there is because of Aaron Rodgers. I mean, that's why Devontae wanted to lead that mess known as the Green Bay Packers. But I just don't know. And then when it comes to Denver, when it comes to Denver, I want to pose the same question that Deontay said about Devontae. How do we know he's that good? How do we know Russell Wilson is that good?
What?
Hey, you posed the question about Devontae. I wanted to pose the question about Russell.
Russell Wilson?
Hey, he ain't been looking too good these last couple years. I know
Russell Wilson's carried the Seahawks to the playoffs.
I know. Granted, he got a bad offensive line, but hey, I'm just saying.
Russell Wilson's carried.
Do you think he can carry
the best player on Seattle?
And we will say
Russell Wilson with ease. We go to Green Bay. We're not saying Devontae's the best. Aaron Rodgers won 4 or 5 MVPs before Devontae.
How many rings have he won?
He hasn't won none with Devontae.
That's all I'm saying.
And he won one without him.
Yeah, but that team was, come on now. That Green Bay team. No, that Green Bay team was something different.
They won the Super Bowl.
That was wasn't that with Jordy? Wasn't that with Jordy and
Greg?
What did Jordy and Greg do when they left Aaron Rodgers though?
They were terrible.
Right there. That's Jordy and them though. I'm talking about what Devontae
Jordy was a top 10 receiver when he was with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, but
he left Aaron Rodgers. He didn't
being top 10 to being the top receiver is completely different.
No, because some people like different people more than Devontae. I'm more of a D-Hop guy, but I got Devontae number 2.
D-Hop got to rebuild his resume before he could say something.
Before the PD thing, but I think if you go on-field performance, D-Hop is better, and it's due to he's played with some of the worst quarterbacks in football and put up his numbers.
Let me ask you guys a question.
I agree with that. Hey, I agree with you on that.
Let me ask you guys a question real quick. How much do you guys hold that against the player that he got suspended for PEDs?
I don't hold a lot because now,
I do.
like, you can put PEDs in anything. Like, it could be in a protein shake and you didn't know it's certain amenities and stuff. Now, if you like, there's always a cause. I wish they would go more deep into it, but like, it's very skeptical sometimes to put in your body. Some people just put anything.
Yeah, I would say it depends. If we're going that route, if he took something that he didn't know had this PED substance in there, then it's different. But if you blatantly take a performance enhancer drug, knowing that you play a professional sport, then I put 100% of the blame on you.
I personally like, because the D-Hop situation, this is his first time we ever even heard him getting in trouble. So that's why I'm like, he probably has something and it just hit his mind.
Yeah, because there's all kinds of things that's on that list too. The list is crazy long of like things you can't take.
Yeah,
and like they work out.
It's a good point. Just because D-Hop has a great track record that you give him the benefit of the doubt. But see, that also goes back to, not acting a damn fool. So when something does happen, people are not so quick to jump down your throat. They actually want to defend you.
But there's certain players, like, you could tell some of them getting cheap.
Yeah, I agree with you, Rob, except in when it comes to steroids in baseball back in the day, because baseball knew that was going on.
Yeah.
And they wanted it to keep going on because it was bringing baseball back.
It was
for them to hold them guys out of the Hall of Fame, I think is bullshit, because they knew it was going on and they basically encouraged it. Now, when it comes to the PEDs, like nowadays, because you have all the rules, I agree with you. But I do see Deontay's point with Hopkins is because being the first time, it makes it seem like it might have been something that he took on accident.
Yeah. And he has a good track record. DeAndre Hopkins has not been, a guy known for getting in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
For guys like Bonds and Schilling and Clemens and them guys not to be in the Hall of Fame.
I mean, that's BS.
It's BS because the Hall of Fame is supposed to be able to tell the history of the game and the story of the game. And it can't tell that part if you don't have Bonds and them guys in there, because like it or not, the steroid era was a big part of baseball.
Yeah.
And it brought baseball back.
It did, because those guys that you name are guys that became household names due to their hitting ability.
After the strike, people quit watching baseball after that strike, and then that brought baseball back. People started watching it again because you wanted to see if they were going to beat the home run record. You know what I mean? You'd be watching other TV shows and they would take a break to show Barry Bonds at bat. I mean, it was crazy how big it was back then.
Seems like yesteryear.
Baseball used to be a huge sport. I think football and basketball took it over, but baseball was a huge sport.
Well, I think that goes back, honestly, too, to what Chris was alluding to earlier, marketing. Like, I think with basketball, they do, especially basketball in particular, when a star is born, they do so much to market around that guy. I mean, how much have we seen Steph Curry on TV? Outside of basketball, I've seen LeBron on TV. You've seen Chris Paul on TV. That's Cliff Paul. I mean, hell, Cliff Paul got just as many likes as Chris Paul did. And Cliff ain't even real. So it's so much marketing that the NBA does to tell these stories of how great these players are and to put a face to the personality, put a personality to the face, I should say. And it's they doing the same thing now with football, especially Tom Brady outside of football. Tom Brady is a likable guy now. around the world with the podcast he do, his TikToks and things like that. I think maybe baseball players should maybe not put so much on the actual league, but maybe these players should start to market themselves more.
Yeah, and one advantage that basketball has, especially getting little kids involved.
Yeah,
and kids involved is in basketball. You don't have to have nobody else. As long as you have a ball and a hoop, you can play. Yeah. Baseball, you got to have more than one person. Football, you got to have multiple people. So that's one advantage that basketball does have. It's something you can do that you can practice and improve your game by yourself. You don't necessarily have to have other people there.
Yeah. Ah, man, I love basketball.
I liked playing it as a kid. I wasn't real great at it. I was a wrestler. So during basketball season, I was wrestling, but I played it during the summer. We played basketball all summer long.
Oh, yeah, man. I had ultimate green light.
We used to have three on three tournament thing that went called Gus Macker.
Yeah.
We'd always go play in the Gus Mackers. And there'd be thousands of teams there playing, and it was just a big 3-on-3 basketball tournament. They still have them around in some cities, but you don't see it around as much now.
Oh, man, I remember we used to go up to the courts, and when we were kids, and I remember the older kids, if we interfered in their game, they'll just kick our balls outside of their way. And then we became the older kids that was kicking the younger kids' ball outside of the court. I mean, we made so many memories at local court. I mean, it used to get to the point, especially here in Chicago, man, you will have teams go to different courts and go challenge the 5 best at those particular courts, man, or, have these inner city matchups and things like that. Even my cousin, he actually runs a pro-am where Ball is Life has been out here. We've had Jabari Park out here and things like that. And that's why I mentioned, like, you will see a lot of these players, they'll get older and go on to these leagues, but then they come back home and they're participating or help build or keep the culture alive of basketball within our inner cities. You just don't have that with baseball.
Yeah, Bonzi Wells does a basketball clinic here here in town.
Yeah, and I've been places like I've seen Will Bynum hooping at courts, and I've seen Jabari Parkers and we've seen KG or somebody show up at these pro-ams. And you're like, man, look at that. Look how LeBron goes to his son's pro-am. You know what I'm saying? It's, that does something for those kids. It makes them want to continue to play, and the kids that's not playing now wants to play, so they can get a chance to build a relationship with.
The only thing I worry about in basketball are these AAU kids playing too many games.
They do play.
They're young. Let them play.
Oh, I know, but does that how many years does that take off at the back end?
I don't know. I think it's putting years on, because you look at the way kids. You look at the way kids play now.
I say that, but we do the same thing in wrestling. Wrestlers wrestle year round. So
yeah. I mean, these dudes are coming now to the league at 18 and 19, ready.
Yeah,
ready. Like, man, dude, I know a 16-year-old kid right now that you'll look at this dude and say, he what?
Oh yeah.
I don't know what these kids eat nowadays, but when I was 16, I didn't look like that. Oh man, they got that good stock.
Did you guys hear Kirby Smart's comments on the NIL?
No, what did he say?
No,
they were talking about the NIL, and he said he thinks the NIL's a good thing for how it's supposed to be used, but he feels like it's being used the wrong way because teams are using it as a recruiting tool. And I kind of see what he's saying, but
how else are you supposed to use it?
They've been using NIL as a recruiting tool for years. It just wasn't called NIL.
Yeah,
it's called illegal.
I mean, come on now. You think how you think Nick Saban getting all these top ones?
Come to Alabama.
You coming from Los Angeles, California to Alabama. How do you think that happens?
Oh no! I know kids get paid. Well, he's saying it's supposed to be used for like getting paid for your name, image, and likeness, like after you're on the team by sponsors and stuff. I understand that, but it's going to be used soon. Soon as you made a rule like this, you knew it was going to be used. How it was going to be
contractual obligations to it.
As long as these teams can commit to, because don't back out of these contracts, I don't see a problem with it. But now if teams if they start making these 4 or 5 year commitments with these kids and then try to pull back on them, then that's when you're going to see a problem.
Yeah, I think what a lot of people are mad at is the college sports have been a business for such a long time that students did eat off of. So now that students are starting to get a piece of that pie, now you kind of want to dictate how they get it.
Well, and the coaches that are mad about it because it's going to change. It's going to change how they're going to have to recruit now.
Yeah, you're going to actually have to make somebody like you.
Nick Saban, you don't have the advantage over everybody anymore because you have all those boosters that have always paid your players. Now all these other teams that can afford to do it now because they'll get boosters and other people that'll sponsor and stuff. It's going to help. What I think it's going to do, it's going to make college football better because in 4 or 5 years, you're going to see more parity. You're going to see a lot more teams that are good.
Yeah.
We're going to have more teams that are good instead of just 4 or 5.
Yeah.
That we think can compete for a national title. I think it's going to spread the wealth more because Alabama is not going to be able to be 6 deep with 5-star players anymore. And some of them 5-star players will go other places where they play because they'll still be able to get paid.
Didn't they have Tua and Mac on the same team?
And Jalen Hurts.
So look at that. Look at these 3 NFL quarterbacks.
And like my dad saying, it's Saban crying now because it's more of a level playing field.
That's all it is. What's up, Tony?
That's why I think people are upset because I'm not gonna lie, I'm an SEC guy, but the SEC had a stronghold on everybody, and now since teams can bring money into it, now you got the Texas schools. You can get the schools and you can get the California schools. Like everywhere is now level.
With all the oil money in Texas that they ain't gonna start getting a lot of these top recruits.
Look at A&M and University of Texas.
Yeah, and look, they just got Manning.
And since already committed.
And they had and Texas had the #1 quarterback in the nation the year before Manning. Yeah, as a starting quarterback next year.
Yep.
He just went to Ohio State for he went to Ohio State for an NIL deal.
I need me some of this money.
Yeah, Oklahoma will start being up there all the time again.
He's like, yes, I think I understand Nick Saban's been controlling a lot, and I understand if I was Nick Saban, I'd be upset too. Now.
I'm losing my meal ticket, damn it.
Because all you had to bring up was money and a national championship, and Nick Saban could have reeled you in.
That was it. I mean, they've made jokes about that on TV shows. Like they'll have other college coaches there that Nick Saban shows up, and they're like, "Oh my God, we know where he's going." You know what I'm saying?
It's like because he has the money.
Nick Saban almost has that Pat Riley swag to him. He runs stuff. He knows it, you know.
Let's take a short break, and then I have another question for you guys about college football.
Okay.
Find this video real quick. They keep moving.
We'll be back after
We'll be right back.
Commercial break.
Get ready. This summer, the Arena League Sports is on ASAP Network. Tune in live on either the Tiki Live or Roku app, as well as your smart home TV.
Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we're making a place. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so type the laces. All sports, all plays. Network. All sports, all plays. Network. We on top of our game. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays.
All right, welcome back to the show, the ASAP Afternoon Blitz. We're just talking some college football. I got a question for you guys. Do you guys think Georgia can repeat as national champions this season in college football? They lost seven defensive starters to the NFL. They do have all their offense back. We'll start with Deontay this time. What do you think, Deontay? Can Georgia repeat as national champions?
I do not think so. I honestly don't. Because first off, they lost a lot of their first round talent. That defense was one of the best college defensive teams.
Yeah, they lost 7 starters.
Yes, and they had the best defense I've literally ever seen in college, personally, me. And they literally nobody could score. So that's the only reason. And offensively, I didn't think they were offensively sound last year. I think if they can, Stetson Bennett, he's not a thrower. He's more of a game manager. So honestly think teams like Florida, A&M is gonna make a few noise. Alabama, of course. You have Arkansas. Teams like that they're gonna be able to play with them. Even LSU, I think, is gonna come back from a redemptive year, and they're gonna redeem themselves. So I'm not sure, but I highly doubt it.
What do you think, Rob?
I didn't really watch enough college football to know exactly what's going to be going on right now. I just know that losing 7 people that was essential to your football team to the pros, that's a big loss. And I don't know if you can recoup from that, especially too. You have to think about Alabama's right there, Clemson's right there, Ohio State, the Texas of the world, who Texas look like they're about to start rebuilding their program, and Oklahoma too is going to be back on the rise. So I think it's going to be hard for Georgia to recapture that magic that they finally did last year, getting over the hump. So it's going to be hard for them, man.
Yeah, I think it's going to be hard because you lose 7 of your defensive starters to the NFL.
Yeah,
it's going to be hard. I mean, I know they have some top-rated players that were backups, but still, it's going to be hard. How do you know? I mean, what's the chances that you're bringing in 7 new guys that are all going to the NFL?
Yeah,
first round. You know what I mean? It just don't happen all the time. But they do bring back all their offensive players, so I think that will help. I think they'll be competing for it. But I don't to make them just the outright favorites. I think is hard just because of what they lost.
Yeah, I just want to appreciate this fact. This is all off subject, but I appreciate the fact that we have not brought up where do we think KD is going, because that's all I've been seeing. Dude, I think I've seen every scenario of KD playing with the Wizards, KD playing with the Nets, KD playing with the Warriors, KD playing with the Lakers. You know, it's like, dude, at this point, there's nothing to talk about in basketball right now, unless we gonna start giving predictions on what we think is gonna happen. But I just want to appreciate the fact that we ain't tried to beat that dead horse with a drum.
Yeah, we talked about that for a while. I was like, man, we have to start. It's getting old talking about KD every day, so we gotta make sure, because that's the thing. Because you see it on all these TV shows, like the big networks. It's like they talk about the same thing every day, and it's like, man, talk about other things sometimes. Well, even like Skip and Shannon, there's sometimes all they talk about is the Cowboys and Brady, and it's like, come on now.
No, it's the Cowboys, Brady, and LeBron James.
Yeah, LeBron James.
Hey, speaking of LeBron, did you guys see him in the Drew League?
Yeah, I did.
Yep.
Him and DeRozan. I think what? No, I'm just playing.
I ain't gonna lie. I made me hate that he did the Drew League, because I watched Skip and Shannon. The next thing you know, Skip saying LeBron went 2 for 13 from the 3. I'm like, bro, he's really making these statistics in a pickup basketball game.
Yeah. Oh, you know, hey, any chance Skip gets the shit on LeBron, he's gonna take it. It don't matter if it's a pickup game or what it is.
Hey, he talked about the fact that he missed those 2 free throws. I mean, missed the free throw to take I think to give him a 3-point lead or something like that. Oh my god!
I'm like, Skip is a pickup game. He's not playing for real.
Skip is a troll. I love Skip Bayless. Hey, but hey, you know what though? And this is what Skip didn't see. You can tell LeBron was not playing hard at all. You know, him or DeRozan. Like, you don't want to hurt yourself in a Drew league.
That's why
stop you from getting your real money.
Yeah.
They was not playing hard at all. It was plays that you would normally see LeBron make that he just literally settled for like a fadeaway. Hey, but this fadeaway looked very good, by the way.
I don't think
in the lab.
I don't think Mickey Delaney cares for LeBron either.
You say King Cryback, man. Hey, y'all got to give. I'm not a LeBron fan either, but you got to give a man his just due.
Yeah, I'm not a LeBron fan, but I can also respect how good of a player he is.
He's a great.
Y'all grew up with Jordan. I grew up with LeBron. So
I grew up with Kobe.
Well, I grew up with Kobe and LeBron.
Yeah, I grew up with Jordan, but I remember Kobe as well because I love
Kobe.
Kobe was in my older high school days.
Yeah, Kobe's the reason I watched basketball.
Yeah,
but like how y'all grew up in the Jordan era, but mostly it was Kobe. Y'all grew up, y'all adolescents. Most of my time was LeBron. So
yeah.
I hate people when they try to say that Kobe and LeBron because Kobe's my all-time favorite player, but I'm a huge LeBron.
I was in high school. I was in high school when Jordan was doing his three-peats, especially the second three-peat. I was in high school. I was in middle school. The other one.
Yeah. I think the Jordan.
But I wasn't a Jordan fan either, though, because I was.
Well, you from Indy, right?
I'm a Reggie Miller guy.
Anybody from like Indy and New York hates Jordan.
Yeah, I'm a Reggie Miller guy. That's my favorite player ever.
And see, with me growing up in Chicago, even though I was younger, when Jordan was winning his titles, I remember the fireworks going off or going to Grant Park, or, to go watch them do the championship celebration, or, people going outside screaming, Bulls won again. You just hear people shooting in the air. And I remember those times going to the mall, getting our getting our repeat shirts. And those were great times growing up, man. Times I won't forget. And then also, too, watching
y'all
Kobe.
Can have that.
Kobe made me love the game. And at the time I started watching Kobe, I started to understand the game and how methodical he was. I hate that Kobe does not get his just due. Like a lot of people, I'll be looking at people, they're like, yeah, Kobe was probably the best player in the league for two years or something. I'm like, what game was y'all watching? Kobe was the best player in the league for a long time.
Well, that's why I hate about Reggie Miller never getting a championship, because Reggie Miller don't get talked about like he should for as great of a player as he was, because he never got that title.
Reggie was Steph before we knew what a Steph was. That people wanted to shoot like Reggie. Like you used to watch Reggie play
and move off the ball like Reggie.
Crazy.
He never stopped moving.
Crazy. Like Reggie was one of those dudes when he shot the ball, you thought it was going in every time. Every time. You used to hold your breath. I remember it.
The Indiana fans booed. The Indiana fans booed when the Pacers drafted Reggie.
Hey,
they were wanting him to take Steve Alford from Newcastle because he was an Indiana kid. And
hey! Shout out to y'all GM for making a tough decision.
Dad said LeBron's one of the best, but he is a crybaby.
That's just the new generation of hoopers. They all cry. Luka cries, Jokic cry. Every time you look up, they cry. That's just what these new hoopers do. That's just what these new
after every possession, there's somebody.
Draymond cries. Steph Curry throws his mouthpiece and cries. That's what these guys do. Even Kawhi cries sometimes, and he doesn't say nothing.
And everything's a damn technical foul anymore, dude. Every play has to be reviewed to see if it was flagrant. It's like, come on now.
Yeah. Back in the day, we're not calling no flagrant until we see a little blood or something.
But back in the day, also, if y'all couldn't guard nobody, y'all just fouled them.
Hey, you gotta touch them up.
Like people say the Pistons. I hate when they talk about Pistons Detroit all-time best defense. How?
Nah, that was a bunch of hacks.
Jordan gets 40, and then they decide to just hit him in the back of his head.
They was a bunch of hacks.
Same thing with the Knicks in the 90s. It's not defense. It's like y'all just physically try to enforce y'all will on people, and some of them dudes were scared. That's the only thing.
Yeah,
it wasn't really like I'm not like Gary Payton was defense. Dudes like that was defense. But like how people say we just knock them, most of the time it'd be that's like what Draymond said. Most of the people that talk about they come play in my era, like you weren't really
that dude.
You wasn't that dude. Like when I understand when Ja Morant says something about Cook and Mike. Well, he has confidence in himself, but I wouldn't personally said it. Actually, I probably would have. If I was an NBA second pick in the draft, just came from all NBA, I probably would have said it. But Ron Harper saying
Deontay, I would have talked about you.
No, I know. But y'all, I ain't gonna lie. I'll be more. I ain't gonna lie. If I was like a professional athlete, I'll be like on that Kevin Durant type of stuff. So like somebody like Ron Harper says something like he come play in my era. I would have said
Deontay's gonna make a burner account.
No, I wasn't gonna. No, I'm not gonna make a burner account. I'm like Durant. I'm gonna be direct. Like Ron Harper saying Morant come play in this era. I would have told Ron Harper, and who are you to say this?
Hey, Ron Harper was one of the better defenders back in the day, man.
Like I said, who are you to say that?
Hey, I don't know.
Rob, I'm not gonna lie. Besides,
Ron Harper might have shut down John
being from Chicago. I'm saying being from Chicago, I understand this. But who you ever heard said just like, man, I hope all these names, all these type of role players named the John Paxsons, the Steve Kerrs, the Armstrongs, all in Chicago. I can name a lot of stuff. I never heard nobody say, bro, that man, Ron Harper. Sure.
He was part of the Big Four.
It was Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman. It ain't one no Big Four.
And he got the whole one of the ships, though.
It's Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman. You got them three.
He was good defensively. Harper could D up somebody.
Harper had great defense.
I'm saying he couldn't play in the league. If you ain't somebody like Isaiah or Gary Payton,
I don't like
nothing telling me that.
I get you. I don't think I hate when players say that though.
It's like
you can't play in this league. You don't know what I could have did because, to be honest, these players haven't had a chance to get. You don't know how grimy these players can get. They just not in that environment.
Every 5 minutes,
right? They just not in that environment. So I believe Ja Morant could have had some heart, especially too, like I've said earlier about the 16-year-old kid who you didn't even, if you look at him, you wouldn't think he's 16. Like the athleticism that these guys have today is amazing. Like if they had this athleticism and they go play back in the day, it wouldn't be no competition. It might be the other way around. They couldn't see these players. These dudes are fast. These dudes are strong. These dudes
you be talking about
can jump out the gym. Like, dude, if you put LeBron back in Jordan's era, LeBron probably would have been a god. He would
have got tougher. He would have got tougher.
I ain't gonna lie to you,
all right, I'm not gonna get no calls. And then if you drop LeBron when he was in Miami or second year Cleveland and drop him in 95, 96 when Jordan wasn't in there, he would have won the final.
But you could say the same thing about Jordan if he was playing in this era.
We never knocked Jordan.
Jordan.
I'm just saying if Jordan playing in this era,
he'll probably average 45.
There's guys. All right, I'm gonna say guys like Pippen,
Jordan,
like Pippen, Jordan, Gary Payton, John Stockton, Karl Malone, Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley would have been better in this era than he was in that era.
Just think what Reggie Miller would do in this era.
Reggie Miller, all these. I named like y'all, Allen Houston, Grant Hill, all y'all top guys. I'll say some of them could play in the air.
Think about
some of these dudes that be talking, like Charles Oakley.
Yeah. Oh, I understand what you're saying. No, I understand that.
Charles Oakley talking about Giannis, like Charles Oakley. You literally was there because they couldn't guard the guy and they wanted you to just use 6 hard fouls. That's not skill.
They wanted you to make him think about coming down the lane the next time.
Yeah. Think about if Reggie Miller playing in today's era, if Reggie would have been allowed to shoot 14 or 15 threes a game.
No, Reggie was good at drawing fouls.
Yep. But Reggie didn't really shoot that many threes. People don't understand that because he was coming up in a time where that wasn't really the norm. Like so nowadays you look up like Steph Curry, if he shoots 15 threes in a game, nobody's gonna bat an eye. Even if he misses all 15.
What the hell are you doing shooting 15 threes?
Right. Think about if Reggie Miller could have had a chance to shoot 15 threes a game.
That scary.
Yeah, that's a scary thing to think about.
No, I understand some of them. Y'all have some.
No, I get exactly what you said.
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah. I understand exactly.
You look up.
Some people talk that don't have the status to be talking.
Yeah, like you'll have a Bill Laimbeer talk about you couldn't play in my era. Like, hey, bro, calm down. You couldn't really play in your era.
They're like, yeah, they couldn't do my era. Like, if you ain't got an all-star appearance or nothing, and you're trying to tell a superstar something, I'm like, bro, go
like
home.
Larry Bird in this era without people being able to touch him, he'd been scary.
Oh, Larry Bird.
I think he would have touched somebody just because Larry Bird liked to fight.
no, Larry Bird would have got the fight with somebody because Larry Bird liked to talk.
Hey, I would love to see like a Larry Bird interact with a Draymond Green. Oh my God.
No, Larry Bird. It wasn't like he talked trash. Larry Bird used to be like this. So maybe Larry Bird used to be like this. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get the ball at the top of the key. I'm gonna do 2 dribbles. I'm gonna hit a fadeaway and I'm gonna make it. Then he do the exact same thing he did. That's disrespectful.
Hey. Damian says the Browns are potentially looking to sign Cam Newton.
You better off with Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah,
I agree.
I love Cam.
Yeah, it's over with for Cam. It's over with for Cam.
His shoulder hasn't looked right since that surgery.
Carolina
screwed him. Cam needs to hang it up. He was a great football player. I don't think he makes the Hall of Fame, but he had some great times. He was a former MVP. I think his NFL career is just over. It's over.
I wish they'd go ahead and say how long they're going to suspend Watson and get it over with.
A lot of people talking about he's going to get suspended for the season.
Man, I think that's way too long.
I think only a couple games, maybe 6 games.
I think 6.
I said 4, but I'd be okay with 6. But anything longer than 6, I think is way too much.
I think he does 6 games.
I mean.
He hasn't
been convicted of anything.
No,
so
and he's settled
for violating the code of conduct policy. Okay, I understand it, but a year just is too much. But I know there's going to be, if they only suspend him for 4 games, there's going to be a big backlash on that from the other side. So, I mean, I understand it, but
I don't know why. I mean, 20 of the 24 girls all
and the
settled.
Texans paid the civil suits.
Yeah, the Texans pay the ones that was against the Texans, they settled them too. And nobody's saying anything about the Texans, but they're still worried about Watson.
Like I said, I honestly
thought the situation was weird, but I'm not going to say what I felt like because we're on air. But if you ever want to talk to me about it outside of the air,
I'll be honest with you. Some people won't like this, but I would.
I think the Texans framed him.
It wouldn't bother me if he don't get. It wouldn't bother me if he don't get suspended. If he don't get suspended at all, I wouldn't be mad.
I think me and Rob agree on saying I think the Texans framed him when he realized he wanted to be
I said the same thing. I said it was just so much of a coinky that all of this came out when
Deshaun Watson requested fair trade a week later, sexual allegations.
Come on, like you don't see that? Like the Texans, man, and somebody probably told him they'll do it. Like, okay, you think you're gonna leave us without repercussions?
Because my thing is, if somebody I know, I've known people that's been sexually assaulted. Sometimes a civil case will be okay, but if you literally done it and they put you in a they're prosecuting you most of the time, and it's more than one person telling the same story, that person's most likely will be found not guilty. Will be found guilty, and he'll be pursuing for a criminal.
And he went in front of 2 grand juries, and neither grand jury thought there was enough to indict him.
Yeah,
not 1, but 2.
Crazy.
And because honestly, I'm not gonna lie, most civil suits, if people really did it and they're like, hey, they can really get me, they're gonna pay the civil suit. He said no. And he fought it and he lost and they won.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm like, okay, something's fishy. And I'm like, at first I believed it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, he had to do something. It's too many women. But I'm like, all this is happening, and I'm like, yeah, I think the Texans framed him.
Yeah, because to me, for there to be that many women, you would think there would have been if a lot happened, you would think there would have been enough evidence to
and another thing,
criminal charges.
In the NFL, the Texans has not been investigated yet. Because I'm not gonna lie, if you're a star quarterback and you're doing all this, most of the time the team's gonna get investigated to see did the team do something with it. Are they involved? Texans haven't got investigated at all.
No.
Like this, why I think this situation is too weird for me. Because in the NBA, it would have been an investigation by an NBA team. Baseball, they would investigate the team also. Hockey, they would investigate the team also. NFL, they're not investigating the team. It's just they paid their civil suit and okay. Like, but Deshaun Watson, his name's getting dragged in the dirt. And it's like nobody knows what's going on. I think the NFL wants to suspend him so they can make a statement for you just can't leave a team after you sign a contract because it's not the NBA. But they don't have enough evidence to suspend him because he met with the commissioner like 2 or 3 weeks ago. They don't have enough evidence to give him the suspension they want to give him. And that's why I think they're holding up.
I think to me, the only reason they're going to give him a suspension is for PR because they know if they don't, there's going to be a big backlash.
I think they really trying to find something to suspend him about because they have nothing. He's won everything. There's no reason to suspend him if he's he's innocent until proven guilty, and he's been found out he's not guilty.
No, I agree. I don't care if he gets suspended or not. I hope he don't
because he missed the whole year last year.
I just want to see. It's going to be interesting. I wish they would go ahead and do what they're going to do. So then,
because it's
settled.
It's literally a couple weeks, like 3 weeks, a couple weeks till football comes back on.
Yep.
So I think. And mandatory training camps is right now. So my question is like, what are you guys doing? Because you're messing with him and you're messing with a team. So you guys got to figure out. Because I think personally, Cleveland knew what they was getting themselves into when they got Watson there. I think Cleveland probably knew they didn't have enough evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Or they talked to the people and they're like, they're BSing. And I think
I think Cleveland knows how long he's getting suspended or if he's getting suspended or they wouldn't have traded Baker when they did.
I think Cleveland's thinking, okay, it's probably 4 games because they can't find anything and they just want to suspend him. It's like I understand Deflategate with Brady. It's like when Brady kept fighting, but it was really a Bill thing because I don't think Brady had nothing to do with Deflategate. I think Brady just want to play football. That's personally me. But I think the same thing. They're just going to suspend him because it's his name.
I'm a Colts fan, and I don't give a damn about that. They could have put 4 more pounds of pressure on that ball. We still got our ass whooped that night. I mean, I understand people being upset, but it wasn't like that's why we lost the game. You know what I mean? We didn't lose the game because the ball had a little less air. That wasn't why we lost the game. We lost the game because we played like shit. I mean, you got. I don't know, when you're a fan, I know sometimes we get wrapped up in our teams, but you also have to be able to see reality. It doesn't matter what kind of football we had that night. They outplayed us.
Yeah, there's some games that there's some games I even look and I'm like, yeah, we got outplayed, but there's also some games that I'm like, there's a game-changing call that I prayed if they would have called it, it would have been a different outcome. But some fans are too naive to think, oh, they're not better than us. We just beat ourselves. Like, nah, they're better than us. I'm not even going to lie. New England was better than us.
You do see calls that change games. That's for sure.
Like, I'm like, yes, New England was better than us most of the time they won. Like, Denver was better than us most of the time they won. Like, there's like.
Well, and to win the Super Bowl and to make playoff runs, the ball has to bounce your way sometimes.
Yeah.
You got to get those close calls because if them close calls go the other way, then the other team's going to get that. So I mean,
it's part of the game.
It's part of the game, and it's just who gets the close calls when it matters. A lot of the times,
it's not like the NBA. One thing can switch the game up, and that's one thing can get you sent home or win. So
on the Super Bowl a couple of years ago, when they called offensive pass interference on Kittle, if that's not called, that's a touchdown before half. That game might have been totally different.
Exactly.
Or like the game Tom Brady had against the Ravens, remember? I think they call like a QB sneak or something like that. I mean, not a QB, but like a quarterback.
A fumble.
That fumble play.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When he said,
rule
Tuck rule against the Raiders, right?
They're dynasty, and also when the Rams didn't get that pass interference call by the Saints.
Yeah, a couple years ago. Yep. That was terrible.
Or remember the one with Megatron.
And the one with Dez Bryant.
They both had similar plays.
And back in the day, Cordell Stewart went out of bounds and came back in and caught a touchdown pass against the Colts in the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, it's always those.
I hate that rule. Plays. I'm not gonna lie, but I understand the rule. That's one rule I hate in football.
Speaking of Super Bowl, that's the reason that made me kind of question Russell Wilson, because they decided to put the ball in his hand on the last play, and
I think that wasn't
a smart decision. That's all I'm saying.
That wasn't more. I think that was more politics.
Yeah, even with it being politics, Russell was the one that threw the interception.
I'm not gonna lie. After that one, I realized the NFL is nothing but politics.
I think Pete Carroll had some money on the Patriots.
It had to be.
Why the hell else would you not give the ball
to the beast? To the beast.
It had to be the over/under.
You have the best damn running back in the league, and you're going to try to throw the ball for 1 yard out.
I bet you Marshawn Lynch to this day drinks his Hennessy and say, "What the hell was they thinking?"
We'd had another Super Bowl ring if you just gave me the damn ball. Could you imagine that locker room after that game? I guarantee you Marshawn Lynch was going off.
If I was Marshawn Lynch, as soon as I stepped in the locker room, I'm fighting somebody.
I was going to say that might have been my last game in the NFL, because I'd probably beat the hell out of Pete Carroll.
We finna fight. Somebody got to catch this fade.
I'm not going to lie. If I was any player on that team, me and Pete will have to talk.
Well, I mean, because honestly,
if I was Russell Wilson, we're going to have to talk for real, because now you made me look like a damn embarrassment.
Well, because it was almost like it was fixed.
You know
what I mean? The way it happened, it made it like, what? This really just happened? Because everybody thought Seattle had the game won.
I did. I was up there like panicking, like I'm about to lose money. I bet on every time Tom Brady's in the Super Bowl, I'm going to bet for Tom Brady. It just is what I do. And I'm sitting up here sweating. But dude, I remember. I don't know if I was more nervous for that as opposed to. I think maybe Seattle made me more nervous than Atlanta did, because I had a feeling that Tom Brady was coming back. But
once they scored, it was like, oh shit!
Yeah. But when I saw this Seattle game, dude, literally all they had to do was just give it to Marshawn Lynch, and I was sitting there like, it's
not
over.
Even just Marshawn. You could have ran a quarterback sneak.
You could have did anything. You could have did anything but what they did.
Yeah, he was at turn the ball over.
You was at the 1 yard there. Dude, it was a great play, but I'm like, bro.
Even Tom Brady looked shocked, dude. When they looked at the sideline, they showed his face. He had the look of like, did they really just throw the ball? They did.
That's how I think everybody that was watching the Super Bowl that day was like, did he throw the ball?
Oh yeah. I remember watching it. I was watching with my dad. I remember both of us looking at each other like, well, the Patriots won this game.
Hey, no, because me and my dad was looking at each other too. We looked at it. I'm like, he just gave Tom his 4th Super Bowl.
Dude, I was sitting over here like, oh my God, they finna score. I can't believe that the Patriots just lost to the Seahawks. And then I said, wait. He threw the ball. Oh!
It wasn't even Seattle though, Mickey. It was Pete Carroll's play calling.
Hey, you should have saw my face. I didn't.
People say, "Well, the offensive coordinator calls the plays." I don't care. Pete Carroll's the head coach. He hears out his headset. He says, "No, you run that damn ball."
You know what? Honestly, I still blame the players, because even if I'm Russell Wilson, I'm like, so Pete Carroll called us some bullshit right now. Marshawn, I'm about to give you the ball.
He was like, in Russell Wilson's defense, he probably not one of them guys that's like, it was like 4 years. It was like he was at year 3 or 4. So he's like, I'm a 3rd round pick. I need to get my contract. So I understand that. I'm not gonna lie. If I was him, I would have said F it.
I'm not throwing nothing. I'm not throwing. Sometimes I want my contract, but dude, it's pride. I'm about to beat the GOAT in the biggest game of them all.
And back to back.
I'm not throwing shit. And look, what Tony said, that was my exact reaction. I said, I think everybody in the world that was watching that game, that was their reaction. Like, are you serious? What? Everybody was looking. I think it was just a massive censor beep. Everybody was like, what the?
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody, I think that was like the most shocked anybody been in sports in a long time.
I swear, I called my boy and said, man, I should almost call the bet off just for stupidity. Because I did not see that happening, but I still want my money by the
I ain't gonna lie. Pete Carroll hurt a lot of people in DraftKings that night.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's what makes me think what Chris said was true. I think Pete Carroll had money on the.
And you know how sick you would be if you had, say, you put a bunch of money on Seattle to win the Super Bowl. You know how sick you would be because you're sitting there like, oh yeah, I won. It's like, what the hell just happened?
Dude, I was already counting.
I think nobody wouldn't see me for a couple of days if I had money.
You're already counting what you're going to buy with the money you won. I'm gonna buy this. And it's like, oh, might buy that now.
Like Chris, nobody would see me for a couple of months.
Hey, that was the most questionable play in NFL history. I don't understand what you were thinking. You got somebody with the nickname of Beast Mode on your team that happens to be a running back, and you don't get that dude the ball on the 1 yard line. Are you crazy? And he already off the Hennessy before the game. And if I want him to have the ball.
If it wasn't for beast mode in your defense, you wouldn't even be in the Super Bowl.
It was horrible, man. That's the reason why I question Russell Wilson. That is the reason why I question Russell Wilson. Like,
because be honest, what was Russell Wilson when they won that Super Bowl? He was a game manager.
The defense to me.
He was a game manager. The defense in the running game is what they depended on.
True indeed.
I give you that. He was the game manager.
So, like, while everybody's like, "Oh my God, Russell Wilson is going to Denver now," and Denver, I don't know. I don't know.
Don't get me wrong. I think he's going to help Denver. I think
he's going to. I'm not saying he's not going to help him.
He's better.
I don't think that team is going to win a division.
I think he's better than any quarterback that Denver's had in a long time.
I don't think that team is going to win a division, and I don't see Denver as one of the playoff favorites. I mean, one of the Super Bowl favorites. That's just me. I think he is the fourth best, maybe the third best, because it's a teeter-totter between them and the Chiefs. I feel like right now the Chargers and the Raiders that's going to be the teams to watch out for in the AFC West. I could be wrong, but I'm showing a lot of love to Devontae Adams, and then as far as with the Chargers, I just think Herbert is ready to take that next step.
And then
the
Chargers I think
improve their defense,
and then they improved their defense so
much.
That
defense they got some monsters.
I
question Khalil Mack, but the only reason I think Khalil might do well is because most players after they leave Chicago organizations, they go somewhere else and they go crazy.
You don't need to worry about Khalil Mack. He's gonna do just fine.
Yeah, when he's not by himself, you got Bosa there. They got some boys over there, man.
And they have weapons on offense as well.
We got Asante Samuel Jr.
Yes.
If Brandon Staley just tones it back just a little bit, I think the Chargers are going to be.
I ain't gonna lie, Rob and Chris. I prayed the other night because I was watching Asante Samuel on I Am Athlete. I said, I swear, Asante Samuel Jr., if you can just be your dad for a couple of seasons,
get that magic.
With JC, if you give me Asante Samuel in his prime, and I got JC, we're in a Super Bowl.
Now, do you guys think that the Chargers coach is going to be on the hot seat if they don't make it to the Super Bowl?
I don't like him myself though. So
if they don't make a deep playoff run, I think he could be on the hot seat.
I wouldn't mind firing Staley.
If they get put out in like the first round of the playoffs, I can see maybe them being on the hot seat. With all that talent they have. But the only thing that might save them is how tough that division is.
Yeah, that division is very tough. But even with that division being tough, that has nothing to do with you making a deep run in the playoffs. If you make it to the playoffs, yeah. I get that. I get that. I'm putting a little faith in Josh McDaniels this time around. That's just me. He comes from that Belichick tree, and I think right now, like, he's trying to create his own identity and get away from the name Bill Belichick, and I think doing that with the Las Vegas Raiders and having them make a deep playoff push, that'll help you in that endeavor.
I think they're going to be good, but I want to see the first couple of games and see what they look like with McDaniels as coach before I jump too much on them. But
yeah.
Hey, did you guys hear about Daniel Jones signing a 3-year deal?
With the Giants?
No, he signed a 3-year deal with the American Cornhole League. He's a professional cornhole player now as well.
Get out of here! He's talking about with the when they throwing the
He's been playing. It said after tearing up the minors all summer, now he signed a 3-year deal with the American Cornhole League. I haven't heard how much for, but
I didn't realize they had a league. I saw it on ESPN.
Yeah, it's on ESPN all the time.
I said they got a cornhole league.
Cornhole's on TV. What the hell?
Hey, and I get down on some cornhole now.
Oh, I like playing cornhole too.
Oh no, I get down on some cornhole now. Hey, that's good though. I mean, hopefully
it's one of them backyard games. Hey, cornhole's one of them backyard games you can play while you're smoking or drinking a beer because you only need one hand.
Just kill it. It's like beer pong. You know, all I'm gonna do is just get more drunk. You know. But you know what though? Hopefully he's better in cornhole than he is in the NFL.
Dude, honestly, but honestly, I think he's going to have a good year this year
with the Giants. You think so?
I think with Dable because
are you thinking the Giants making a comeback in the NFC East?
I don't know if they'll win the NFC East, but I do think they'll be better because think about it. They hired Judge.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Daniel Jones never really had an offensive coach.
No.
And and look what Dable did with Josh Allen.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, don't take this wrong way. I'm not saying that Jones is Josh Allen.
I get you.
But
he's a product of him.
Their style of play is similar.
Yeah.
So I think with Dable, you're going to see Jones take that next step. And I think Jones is going to have a pretty good season.
I think Daniel Jones just had the worst hands in professional football as a quarterback. That dude fumbles the ball an awful lot.
He has to quit turning the ball over. That's for sure.
He be having ghosts.
He has to stop turning over the football. It's like you'll be watching highlights or watching the game. You like another turnover.
Come on, Daniel Jones. I'm trying to make a case for you, but you got to hold on to the damn ball.
Hey, but let's see though. You never know though, man. You know, anytime you get mentioned with a Josh Allen, I know you're not saying he like Josh Allen, but you know, we know what Josh Allen has become. A lot of people are regarding him as the best quarterback in football right now. So, you know, let's see what Dable can do.
And on the flip side, I'm interested in what Buffalo's offense looks like without Dable.
Now I think Buffalo, if they don't make it to the Super Bowl, their coach is gonna be on hot fire.
Buffalo?
Yes.
I think due to how deep the AFC has gotten, I disagree.
No, the Super Bowl, it's to me right now with Buffalo, it's Super Bowl or bust. Right
I think
now,
that's what a lot of teams.
They're the clear-cut favorites.
I agree, but I also think Buffalo, to an extent, is finally along. They're finally above New England, so I think that might buy him a little bit of time.
Everybody's above New England right now.
Oh, I know, but for Buffalo being in that division, it wasn't forever.
Yeah, I know. I get
in the past 15 years, it was New England stomping.
Yeah, but if you still holding that as a high regard, then that's the problem right there.
I agree.
Rob, imagine your whole franchise for the past 22 years. Tom Brady and Bill Belichick has literally ruined you guys' life.
But that's because it was Tom Brady. That was the GOAT. To lose to the GOAT is admirable.
I don't care what you say. If I lost to somebody for 15 years in a row, and we finally can beat them like a drum.
Think about that. Think about that. He talking about
played hot potato with the football.
I'm telling you, I don't know. It kind of reminded me of, he see the defender coming. He said, "Honey, you can have it."
Yeah, I agree with your dad. They'll give him 2 years.
I think they'll give him at least 2 years.
How about the Buffalo Bills head coach?
Yeah, they'll say 2 years.
Yeah,
but I don't think there's no team that's a Super Bowl caliber team right now.
They just added Von Miller too. Right now, it's a lot of it's very high.
But they're thinking you still got the Chiefs. You still got Denver. Miami.
The Chiefs are not the Chiefs no more to me. I can't keep saying the Chiefs because
they said that last year. Then they won the division.
But they losing talent. It's only so much Pat Mahomes can do. Even Brady had to leave the Patriots due to the fact that they didn't have any talent for him to throw the ball to. You can't keep taking away talent and say Mahomes, go be Mahomes. With who?
All I'm gonna say is, man, they was 1-4 last year. We said they weren't the same. Next thing you know, they won the division.
Yeah, but what happened?
They went to the AFC Championship. They hosted it.
I'm saying, what happened? Who was on that team? That team ain't the same no more.
Tyreek Hill, Honey Badger.
Team ain't the same.
I like Justin Reed. I don't think he's Honey Badger, but I like Justin Reed.
That defense already sucked. That defense ain't
but
better.
You also have to remember, you got to put some of Buffalo's problem on the coach because they gave up that big play at the end of that game. That
was the defensive coordinator. I'm not going to blame Sean McDermott. I'm going to blame the defensive coordinator.
Yeah, but that coach hears that play in his headset. If he don't like what the defensive coordinator is calling, he has to be like, "Hey, you got to change this up."
I mean, they gave up big play after big play.
I'm not saying you put it all on McDermott, but I think you got to put a little bit of it on him.
They gave up big play after big play, and that was Buffalo's problem.
What was there, like 9 seconds left or something?
Yeah. That was horrible.
Like 9 seconds from being in the AFC Championship game?
It was 13.
13?
Yeah. Because I remember they said it took Dallas 13 seconds to run a play.
It did on that one. Dallas fans were crying. That's one thing I like about football season. About every year you get to hear Dallas Cowboy fans cry.
Ain't it beautiful?
Yeah, that's the highlight of my years. I'm not gonna lie. Watching Dallas Cowboys.
And I hate it, dude, because every week at 4:00 the Cowboys are on TV. It's like
I hate that. It's same
if they're not good, they shouldn't be there. It should be put the best teams in them time slots. Just because they're the damn Cowboys, I don't care if they're 6 and 10. I don't want to be watching them every Sunday.
I'm not gonna lie. As a Georgia native, I hate seeing the Falcons every Sunday because they're awful. That's like watching terrible football right there. It's always a Falcons, Jaguars, or Bucks game. Most of the time, I like to catch the Bucks now, but it's usually those teams.
Now I can pick watch football games I want to watch, so it's not that bad. But back when I can only watch whatever our market got, it sucks. Yeah. It's like,
I'm glad they created like NFL Red Zone and they got all of these apps and stuff that you can legit watch the games now because that saved a lot.
Yeah, I keep one TV on Red Zone and I have the other TV on the Colts game. That way I can keep track of what's going on in other places, but I'm still watching the Colts game.
I'm not going to lie. I'll have a game on my computer and I'll have a game on – I have like NFL Red Zone on my TV. And I'll turn on my sound bar and I'll go in the living room and I will not want to be bothered for the rest of the day.
Yep, that's how I am too. Especially during the Colts game. If the Colts play at 1:00 Eastern on Sunday, if you need me, you better get a hold of me before 1 or after 4 because in between that, I'm not answering my phone during the Colts game.
I'll be telling my brother too because I'll be like, because me and my friends, we got a whole group chat, so we will talk about the game on there. But if it's not them, I swear I don't bother nobody. I get everything I need to be done on Saturday night, Sunday morning, and when 1:00 hit, I would not like to be bothered. Don't even bother me on halftime because I like watching the highlights.
Dad, we'll be going to the book and betting once football season starts. I was talking to Rob about that earlier before the show started about how me and you go there on Sundays. we'll go to the sports book because we have one like 30 minutes from us, and we'll go to the casino. We'll place a couple parlays, and we'll sit there and watch football all day.
Yeah, I'm gonna find me a nice little, like, me and my Army friends. We used to go like on Sundays. We used to go like to a local wing spot or like B-dubs, and we used to go get wings. So now I'm having to find a new spot over here.
My cousins usually would come over to the house and watch the game if I'm home. I'm like my dad. I have 2 TVs. I'm on my Sirius radio. I can get any game I want.
Yeah, I'm heavy on the TV. I'm when the Chargers play, and I know it's a big game, I got the sound bar on.
Do you guys watch much golf?
I want to.
Did you see where Henrik Stenson is going to Live Golf, and since he decided to join Live Golf, Europe is he's no longer going to be the captain of the Ryder Cup team no more.
Dang. So what? So this Live Golf is this like? Has it ruined like the PGAs basically?
Some of the PGA players have left to go play there, and the PGA players that have left, the PGA has suspended them from playing in the PGA now. They're a rival association. The PGA is kind of upset that they're getting some of their players. I think eventually, they're paying more money than what the PGA is.
So how about the PGA start giving them what they're worth?
PGA upped a little bit, but like, dude, this Live Golf signed Dustin Johnson to a guaranteed money deal that was more than what Tiger Woods has made playing golf.
Damn.
They signed him to like $100-something million deal, guaranteed.
Fully?
Yeah.
These golf dudes are getting more benefits than pro.
And then like their first tournament, they had 48 golfers in it. First place got $4 million. 48th place got $180,000. So you get last and get $180,000.
I wouldn't mind. Hey, I might join Live.
You know what I mean? Give me $180,000.
I have no problem being. I have no problem being last place.
Hey, if you're not first, you're last.
Hey,
I guess Bobby said it best.
I knew I wasn't gonna win. They like this. I get that 118. I'll get that 118 plus. I wouldn't.
You believe that stupid shit? I was high and drunk.
He said, "Oh God, I love Talladega Nights, boy. That's my movie.
Oh, yeah,
that's my movie.
I'm on fire. I'm on fire."
It was funny when they stabbed him in the leg.
Yeah.
He was like, "I'm paralyzed."
And them kids talking to their grandpa. I'm all jacked up with Mountain Dew.
Oh God. Oh man, that's my movie right there.
That and Step Brothers.
My kids will kick
Step Brothers was hilarious too.
Step Brothers was it's a joke I always joke around my wife.
You want to do karate in the basement?
Do we just become best friends?
Yep. No, I love that part when she told him, "I want you to live in my area.
Yeah.
Every time I feel your hair, I know it's you down there." I said, "Wow."
Oh, yeah, so well.
I love Step Brothers. That's my movie.
I bet you want to punch me now. No, my favorite part is when his brother was like, his biological brother was legit in the car with his family, and they started to sing along. And they were about to get in an accident.
Oh, bro, I
mean, started humming.
Hey, they the reason why I listen to that song now. She got a sound. I like, oh, that Guns N' Roses. I know that.
You guys go watch the ESPYs tonight?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch.
I'm gonna take a look at it. I just want to see at least the opening monologue.
I haven't watched them for a long time, but I'm gonna check it out.
I want to
check it out a little bit of it because I want to see Steph.
I want to see if he makes a joke about KD. If I was Steph, I would. I'm like, I won a ring without a certain somebody, you know. Steph got the right to brag right now. That's how I feel.
I don't think. I don't think I've watched it since Stuart Scott last time. His speech on there.
I don't watch it for long. I watched the opening monologue that Peyton Manning gave when he was talking about everybody.
I did watch the opening thing that Peyton did.
That was hilarious.
People don't realize Peyton Manning's a funny guy.
He is,
dude. He had the players mad, man.
Hey, did you see the look Westbrook and Durant gave?
Yeah. I think that's the last one I watched. I didn't watch that with Peyton.
Yeah, I only watched the opening monologue. I didn't watch it throughout the entire.
Yeah, that's all I watched too.
I don't know. It's just like I've watched the NBA awards more than I watched the ESPYs. Like I'll watch all of the NBA awards.
They don't even do them anymore, do they?
No, they don't. They don't. I don't think it got enough traction.
Nah, probably because of COVID, honestly.
Could be too. That could be it too. You know what is COVID? I'm nervous. I don't even like to mention COVID because it's starting to get back on the rise again, and I'm not ready to go back to having to wear masks everywhere. And
I'm not gonna lie. I came to realization in about like a year or so we're probably gonna have another shutdown.
I don't want to.
Oh fuck! I hope not.
I can't go through that no more. You know,
you know how terrible that was without
not to mention the job I worked. It was different when I worked at the bank. I didn't miss a beat during the pandemic because I had to work. But now that I actually work in an event type job where my pay is based on how many events we do, you know, I'm not trying to shut down. Not right now. But I did make a joke the other day because I take the bus and the train because I work downtown. So, you know, I'm not paying all that money for parking. But I was on the train and it was like loaded. And I was like, man, I missed the pandemic. I remember when the train was like just empty.
I like Chicago, but that's one thing I hate is parking in Chicago. Man. We'll go see my sister and have to park 2 blocks down the road to walk to her house.
Hey, it was funny. One of my boys.
You'll look out the window and see a spot open. You're like, go stand in that spot. I'm going to go get the car.
So look. The other
That's
day,
how it is in Atlanta.
The other day, my boys hit me up and was like, "Hey, bro, we over here for one of our other boys' birthday." I'm like, "One of y'all gonna have to pick me up because I got a good parking spot and I don't want to move my car."
Michael, that's how it be in Atlanta. You move your spot, next thing you know. But the only thing I hate is like anywhere in Atlanta, it's like it's somewhere you gotta pay for parking everywhere.
That's how. Not in Chicago. If you in the inner city, you good. But if you trying to park downtown or somewhere up north,
inner city anywhere in Atlanta, they find a way to make some money from parking. You can have a job interview. Yeah. Zero. It's $10 minimum. What?
Yes. Yeah, Chicago, they don't get you with the parking. They get you with the speed cameras and all the park cameras and all. And it's so many cameras you couldn't even scratch your nose without somebody looking at you.
It's like,
do I got a barbecue spot in Chicago? I-57. You got to get some I-57 when you in Chicago.
Y'all Midwest boys. I'm in the South.
You ever go to Earl's?
Earl's barbecue? No, yeah. I haven't. I never tried Earl's.
It's pretty good.
I never tried Earl's. I do I-57. Kenny's ribs is good if you want some good barbecue. But really, real talk, I don't even really like to go to barbecue spots. I like to barbecue myself. Or go to one of my people's crib. You know what I'm saying? I want some authentic barbecue.
I'll buy a brisket and smoke brisket and
pork
butts and ribs or whatever.
What type of barbecue? What type of barbecue is like popular there?
What you mean as far as like different type of meats?
No, the base. Because it's like different type of base.
We do Sweet Baby Ray's.
No, we're like down here is more of
vinegar.
Yeah, it's more vinegar down here. I'm close to North Carolina.
Yeah, like Carolina is a lot of vinegar-based barbecue sauce.
Vinegar-based barbecue. I'm a huge vinegar-based barbecue cow, but there's some people like more smoked barbecue.
Yeah,
smoked honey.
Smoked barbecue is big in Chicago.
I like smoked barbecue, and I do like the vinegar sauces as well.
I'm a huge vinegar based person.
I don't know if I ever had vinegar based barbecue.
Mustard based barbecue.
That's a little barbecue sauce has to have a little bit of a kick to it. I want a little bit of spice to
my
barbecue.
It's like
we use Sweet Baby Ray's.
Well, see, that's too sweet for me.
Yeah, Sweet Baby Ray's is that shit. I'm sorry.
Nah, you can mix Sweet Baby Ray's. You mix it up a little bit nice, and it's decent.
Yeah, Rob, that's one thing we will ask Rob about. NASCAR going to race in the streets of Chicago. I think that's going to be pretty cool.
It would be. So it used to be the spot like on 130, is either 130th or 103rd, right off the E-way out here. And they used to be in the cut having street races. You know what I'm saying? I hope I ain't snitching on nobody, but they used to have the street races and stuff. And that used to be so cool. I used to feel like I was a Fast and Furious. So I think more people would get into NASCAR if you got to actually see it. I've heard NASCAR has made a lot of fans out of people after they actually went to a race. So to be able to see that, I'm excited about that. I'm actually going to be there.
I'll go to a NASCAR race due to the fact I grew up in the country and I'm winning a whole bunch of drag races.
Yeah,
stuff like that. I wouldn't mind.
I actually want to go to like an Indy 500 or.
I do too. I've never been to a pro race.
Yes, it is, Tony. Yes, it is. That's why I say smoke barbecue. That's our base.
We
do a lot of smoke barbecue.
That's not very far from where my sister lives in Chicago.
Yeah.
Well, Indiana is more smoke based too, Chris.
Yeah.
It's more smoke based.
Yeah, more smoke based. Like when I cook my barbecue, I don't even put barbecue sauce on it. I serve it on barbecue sauce on the side.
But you probably see, Chris, I need to come to your crib for a barbecue. That means you know what you're doing.
Yeah,
see, that's why I tell people Chris, you don't have to put no sauce on it. That means you done seasoned your stuff up real good. Yes, Lord. Don't get me start talking about no food. Or I'm already big. I don't need to get no bigger.
I use a rub and smoke it, and we'll have bottles of barbecue sauce if people want it.
Lord.
I don't put it on my barbecue.
I ain't gonna lie, Chris. You look like you know how to barbecue.
I do a lot of I smoke, like I said, ribs, brisket. I've smoked salmon.
No, I never smoked salmon. That's
I like watching those barbecue shows on them TV shows. How they had them barbecue competitions and stuff.
A couple of years ago on 4th of July, I smoked 21 pounds of rib tips.
Ooh, shit! That sounds delicious. Delicious.
And then an electric smoker, I had a pork butt I smoked and made pulled pork out of.
Yeah, Chris over there doing this thing, man. Chef her up. Chef Chris with the pot, boy. Let him know, Chris.
Me and Dad travel around the festivals. Like we'll be going to a rib festival in Columbus, Ohio, here in a couple next weekend.
Yeah, they just had a tacos and tamales fest out here.
Oh, dude, I'd love a tamale fest.
Yeah, me too. I love tamales. Tamales are delicious.
We in tacos for that matter. We go to a taco fest here in Indiana all the time too, but we go to this Columbus, Ohio. It's a blue rib and blues festival.
Mm-hmm.
They'll have like 30 different rib stands, and they're like the ones that you watch on TV.
Yeah,
them guys set up, and you can go around and eat ribs and stuff. Oh, we go every year in Columbus, Ohio. We've already been to one this year in Indiana.
Yeah. I'm just mad the taste of Chicago not the same no more. It used to be the highlight of the summer out here.
My son went to the Taste of Chicago a few years ago.
Yeah, it's not the same no more. It used to be long. Man, that's why I first had an Italian beef at. That's how I was a young guy. That was the first time I ever had Italian beef. Yes, Lord. Got to get that thing dip hop. It's like shredded up beef. Put it on Italian sub, dip it in the au jus sauce, hot peppers. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Don't have me getting started. Yes, Lord, boy. That's why I say Chicago be cracking, boy. I gotta come here for some good meats.
Now y'all need to come to Atlanta.
Yeah. I got y'all. Pause that.
Damien said it's free pizza and free hot dogs day here in Chicago.
I didn't even know that.
No, y'all need kind of Atlanta nice too though.
Oh, I got family in Georgia.
Hey, you mentioned Italian beef. That's dad's favorites as well. We love Italian beef.
Man, best Italian. It's a couple spots that got some. Sometimes you need to go to some of the holes in the wall too. Like you go to some of these restaurants.
Holes in the walls are the best places.
Best places to go. But if we're talking about commercial spot, maybe Bueno Beef. Bueno Beef. They have a great Italian beef, and of course Portillo's.
Portillo's has a great Italian beef. We like Portillo's.
Yes, sir. But I'm actually, Deontay, I'll be in Atlanta in December. We building Black Women's Expo out there, so I'll be out there in December.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah. I do a lot of traveling. I just tell Frankie I'll be in New York in September. We building the Armory show, so
yeah, I won't go to New York. That's too.
New York is cool. It's cool.
New York got a bunch of a-holes.
Yeah, it's cool. It ain't no different than Chicago to me. So, Al's is okay. I feel like Al's put like brown sugar or something. Like I ate the Italian beef and it was sweet. Like I don't want it sweet.
When Dad goes to Chicago, he'll look up like the restaurants that have been on the Guy Fieri's Triple D, the driving show.
Yeah.
We made a lot of those places.
I do the same thing. I do the same exact thing.
You know what? Now one of my friends put me on TikTok. You know, I know I get on TikTok, but I didn't realize people use TikTok to like get reviews on different places and things like that.
No, they like literally like I know in Atlanta they do. I'll look up I'll search places to eat in Atlanta so I can find some for date night. Like they had this hibachi spot. I found a hibachi spot for me and my girlfriend.
Hibachi's the shit.
I love hibachi.
No, it's like literally, it was like we got sushi, and instead of the waiter, they brought a robot and served it to us.
Oh, that's hot.
Like a lot of aesthetics. Like it was hard. I was like,
that's hot.
Yeah.
That's hot. Yeah, I love hibachi. We got
it was cheaper than most of the other hibachi places. I said
we got some great hibachi spots out here. We got Shaitong. Shaitong is good. You got
how do you feel about Benihana?
Benihana's is overrated.
Okay. I think it's okay.
Benihana's is overrated, man.
I think so too. I think the other ones that's not known taste better.
Yeah, Benihana's is overrated.
Have you ever been to did you ever go to Hot Doug's?
No, where's that at?
It's not. Well, it was in Chicago, but they closed. But it was a hot dog place, and they made their own hot dogs and sausages and stuff. And they would sell out, dude. They would sell out every day. Like we went there, and there'd be a line outside, and they would come out and like they go, if you're behind this point in line, you're not gonna get no food today. We'll be out.
Oh man, I've never been to Hot Dog. I know a spot like that though. It's called House of Hoagie. Dude, every time I look out there, it's always a line coming outside.
Dude, we drove from Indiana, where I live, to Chicago
just to go there,
just to go eat at that place, and then drove back home to Indiana.
Hey, good food to do that to you, man. Good food to make you travel.
My dad and my son, and then a couple guys that work with my dad. We left like at 6 a.m. because we had to get down there early and get in line. So we was in line for like an hour and a half before they opened. We ate there, I think, either 2 or 3 times.
That's hilarious. I've been craving soul food lately, man. I haven't had no good, No,
I
haven't had. I guess I'm not gonna say in a while. Just it's been all but barbecue and with me working fast food and maybe my wife might make something. I just want a good plate of some dressing, some you know what I'm saying?
Some greens.
Yes, Lord. I want to sit down and have some food to nurture my spirit.
No, how about women do? Like we will look up places. So Atlanta, the South got nothing, a whole bunch of soul food spots. So it's Lord. They do different types of advanced. Like it's a place called Hattie B's.
Okay,
like it's nice. We have a place called Hattie Marie's where it's just straight barbecue. Like one thing about Atlanta, it's more culturally around than. Atlanta, if anybody knows Atlanta's like the LA of the South.
We had a Indian food place this past weekend when we went to this wrestling show.
How y'all feel about Korean steakhouse?
Oh, dude, it was real good. But I'll tell you what,
I haven't been to a Korean spot.
It was pretty good, pretty spicy.
I've had Indian food. I'm actually a fan.
I
of
like
Indian
it spicy.
Food, I like spicy food.
I like
Korean
food, Vietnamese, Korean steakhouses are off.
My boy told me about Korean barbecue because he used to be in the military. And he was like, "Bro, you gotta have some Korean barbecue."
It's off the chain. I swear it is.
He said it's delicious. So I have such a unique palate, bro. Because I'm such a picky
It's something
eater.
called bulgogi, which
I'm
is
picky as hell. Like I'm the type. I'm like a kid. I still smell my food before I eat it. Like,
like Korean food's good. The only thing you're gonna probably hate, you gotta cook it. It's like they're gonna give you the stuff, but you're gonna cook it there yourself. It's a nice.
We got a restaurant out here like that.
Thing with you and your woman.
Yeah,
like, it's very good.
We got something here in Chicago like that. I actually said I wanted to try it.
Yeah, it's very good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but it's a spot out here called Fogo de Chao, man. They just give you like a bunch of meat and man, it's delicious.
Hey Rob, I know you be hitting up Harold's.
Here all the time. Now that's a staple in Chicago. You know, matter of fact, when I place my order, I don't even have to say the whole order. I just say, "Hey, let me get that 6-piece." And like, we got you, Rob. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you don't put that lemon pepper on there and all that.
How you eat your wings, Rob?
Well, it depends. Now, if it's from Harold's, I get hot sauce, mild sauce, lemon pepper, salt and pepper. And if it's at a regular spot, everything except for the mild sauce and hot sauce. So lemon pepper, salt and pepper. That's it, you know. Yes, sir. You got to put a little lemon pepper on there. Lemon pepper is key.
I do that to get my dad going.
Hey,
that's one place I've never been that I always want to go.
What, Harold's?
Yeah.
Harold's is delicious, man. I know they had one in Atlanta at one point, but it's nothing like eating Harold's in Chicago. And you got to go to certain spots.
Every Harold's ain't Chicago.
Good. Everything in here, every Harold's ain't good, but I'll take you to some spots.
I said I'm in Chicago. Me and my friend, it's basically my brother's birthday in September. We were supposed to go to Houston. I already been. I was telling him, bro, Houston got the best food I've ever had where I visited.
Yeah,
but we're going to Vegas, so I've been to Vegas already. So I'm gonna tell them all the spots.
I always have a good time in Vegas.
You know it's a kind of slow time in sports where it just turned into a food show.
It did. You know, just a regular conversation. You know,
food makes everybody happy.
Hey, you know what?
You get a nice meal.
You guys are making me hungry over here.
I know. I definitely got hungry. You know,
no, I'm about to get some fried rice.
My people's out there in Vegas right now, man. I got a soft spot for Vegas, man. Vegas has always been one of my go-tos. So.
I haven't been there yet. I want to go.
Vegas is great. Vegas is one of those spots. You only need a couple days. You don't need like a week and a half.
You're gonna get yourself in
You only need about 3 or 4 days,
and all your money's gonna be gone.
And it's hot as hell out there. It is hot as hell.
It was 80 degrees.
It was 110 when I was out there.
No, it was 80 degrees at. No, Chris, it was 80 degrees at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. It's horrible.
It gets 100. I went to a wax museum. It was 105. And me and my girl, she went on Amazon and we bought a fan before we went in the fan.
So you feel like you're turning into wax.
You do. And then like if you're trying to walk the strip in the daytime, they actually have cooling areas. Like you'll walk past somewhere and it's literally just a bunch of cold air and water just hitting. Like I'm
not gonna lie, you spend money walking the strip too. You can walk the strip. You know the girls gonna walk around. Say you want to take a picture. They say it's a $40 minimum.
I told them they had to pay me $40 if they wanted me in the picture. You know what I'm saying? I ain't paying no $40 for no picture. And I bought my own bottle because you can walk around with your alcohol on the strip.
No, but my dad likes hotel.
I bought my own bottle.
Like I like the fancy stuff. So we went to the Venetian Hotel, one of them 5-star restaurants, and like it saved us money because instead of me just kept Ubering or driving where I had to get a rental car, we could literally go walk around the whole hotel. It was like casinos. It was
you just walk the strip. You just walk. No,
I'm talking about this was inside the hotel.
Yeah, you can walk the hotel too. And I know all the hotels like that, like Planet Hollywood.
We went to gondola riding, riding the boat. We did that. I was at our hotel. We did the wax museum. What else we did? This time we went all the way somewhere else to get something to eat because they have $5 margarita nights.
Yes, sir.
So I had to slide down there.
Yes, sir. Next time I go to Vegas, I'm going to go see my boy Chris Angel. I'm into magic, so I want to go see my boy Chris Angel.
No, next time I go to Vegas, I gotta do the ATVs.
Yeah, I did that in Jamaica. That was
Jamaica.
ATVs.
No, in Jamaica, we did. Me and my girl, we did the boat ride. You know the boat.
Yeah, the boat party boat.
Bamboo. We did that.
Yeah, sure.
We went to Montego Bay. You know, we jumped off that cliff.
That's what my dad goes to Vegas for.
The Bobby Flay restaurant. Yeah.
I need to go there too. But Jamaica, we jumped off the cliff. We did that. We went to a little resort beach. Our resort was all inclusive too, so we didn't have to pay for no meals, no nothing.
Yeah.
Well, my girl wanted to go out.
That's the only way to do that.
I paid $2,000. My girl was like, let's just go out to eat and get something. I paid $2,000. We eating here.
Because the resort I stayed at, it's like 5 restaurants on the resort. So wait,
because it's like
you got hibachi up here, you got a steakhouse over here, you got a buffet over here.
I was gonna say you have choices.
And then when you go to the beach, they made you some. I said,
you go to the beach, you get that jerk on the beach.
Yeah, anytime you want to eat, we can eat. We ain't gotta go out and all you can inclusive drinks. I said you can get any type of drink you want. We don't need to go out.
Get you some real good jerk chicken, man. Yeah, you can't go wrong with jerk. We got a good spot out here in Chicago called Jerk 48. We got
a good spot here in Atlanta called Mangoes. It sells good jerk chicken.
I love jerk chicken.
Off the chain oxtails. I'm a huge oxtails.
Yeah, but oxtails are delicious. I actually had oxtails while I was in Jamaica. And I said, I'm gonna eat it when I get back home.
That was your first time having it?
I say, damn, oxtails are fire. Yeah, that was your
first time having it in Jamaica.
That was my first time.
No, I ain't gonna lie, we eat it a lot here because we do like get-togethers and stuff like with the family, and we would eat it here, or we would just go out and get some eat. But we ate it in Jamaica. It was $40 for each person. That was the best $40 I ever spent in my life.
Hey, them oxtails was off.
Oxtails, I don't like Chris. You know rice and beans.
Yeah,
I hate rice and beans. Jamaica's like rice and peas, bro. Them rice and peas was off the chain. Bro, Jamaica's where it says.
Jamaica's where it says.
I can't wait to get back. Jamaica's a low key cheap vacation.
Yeah, and it's nice though, man. You have a good time.
Like you pay $1,500 to $2,000 for an all inclusive hotel where you ain't gotta pay for nothing. Yeah. You ain't gotta leave the resort. You always got something to do. They got clubs, their casinos.
Man, I just be want to chill at the pool bar.
Facts. I'm the same way.
I do that all day. I just want to chill, have a drink. You know, look at the cheeks clapping in the pool. That's all I want to look.
You know, women they like to sightsee. Women they like to sightsee. They want to do fancy date nights. I'm like, she said, "What you want to do?" I said, "Honestly, I can sit in the beach, sit in the pool all day, just chill, go in there a little bit." Sports was on anyway. It was during the NBA playoffs. I said that's a fine day for me, a fine vacation.
Yes, sir.
So you want to pick it?
We're actually planning on trying to go to Jamaica here, not here before too long.
Oh man, Chris, I advise you to do so.
I recommend, man.
Highly recommend. Jamaica is a good time. My next venture. I know we're supposed to be going to Hawaii in October, but I got a European tour on my mind.
No, man.
Like there's certain places I want to go.
She said she wants to go to Cancun and Tulum.
I do stuff like that, but it's the European tour.
Portugal,
that's for me.
Damn Spain.
I want to go to Spain. I want to go see the Vatican. I want to go see the Sistine Chapel. I want to go. I want to go to the Colosseum.
Like that.
I want to go to Greece and ride the boats, the little boats and all that. I just, just to say I did it.
What I want to do, I want to go to every major league, every major league baseball stadium.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying that. That'll be hot too.
My bucket list, though, I'm not gonna lie. I'm about to start this, but I'm really finna start. I'm gonna go to every Hall of Fame. I've been to the college football.
I'd like to do that too. That'd be cool.
I'm gonna go to Canton, Ohio one day. Yeah. I need to go to the pro football. I'm gonna go to Springfield, Massachusetts, probably for one day to see the NBA Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And that's I want to go to Cooperstown for baseball. Yeah.
I want to go to Connecticut too. I want to see the WWE Hall of Fame.
Oh, it's an exhibit?
I think they're working on one, aren't they? Because they've been doing that stuff on AMC where they're getting all the collectibles like Paul Bear's urn and things that.
That's a pretty good show too, man.
I love watching those shows. I saw the Undertaker's biography.
Yeah,
and I just finished it. I forgot to tell you, I just finished it.
Oh my God, man! So much respect for the dead man, and I forgot Michelle McCool she was sexy back in the day. Lord,
no, but I don't understand. Like that's what I think about WWE. I'm like, why have you guys? Y'all will be the best company to build an exhibit.
Yeah, they should.
They're building one.
Yeah, I know because AAA they got the. Did you see that guy on one of those shows? On he had like a whole basement full of stuff. Like he had Mankind's outfit. He had Bret Hart stuff. This dude had everything in it. Like his basement was a museum.
I still got a lot of my action figures and stuff from WWE.
That referee was crying when they were trying to buy that get that Ric Flair robe from
the robe. Yeah. Hey, it's crazy how they get their hands on this stuff. Like I saw dudes that had hands on like a script, like an actual script.
Yeah, Ric Flair had actually gave that guy that robe. But yeah, it's crazy how some people get it.
Some people they're really heavy into collectibles, and some athletes and people they just be like, I don't even care. They don't understand how valuable their stuff is.
Yeah, they're building the exhibit. They're in their exhibit, but that's what they're getting all that stuff together for.
Yeah, they're gonna build it.
They need that. They need to have like a pro wrestling Hall of Fame.
They should. It's part of sports to me. They created a lot of stars, dude.
And also
the Hulk Hogan's of the world, the Rocks of the world, the Stone Colds of the world.
I'm a huge museum guy, though. I like knowledge, so I will go to any museum and pick up knowledge anywhere. So
I just like to look at history. We actually had a Marvel exhibit out here in Chicago.
Have you been to DC? You went to the museums there?
I've been in the museum. I've been to the White House one and stuff.
Yeah, I've been there.
Atlanta, I've been to every museum here. Only thing I haven't been to in Atlanta is Martin Luther King's house, and that's on my bucket list. I've been to the Civil Rights Museum. I've been to the Coca-Cola. The Georgia Aquarium is not even the best aquarium in America. It's in Houston. Georgia Aquarium is nice though. I've been there. I've been to Legoland. I've been to a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm a huge museum guy. People don't like museums because I guess people don't like learning, but I love museums. I think knowing your history is what makes you knowledgeable.
Damien says, breaking news, 49ers gave Jimmy G agents permission to seek trades.
Oh, I knew that was coming.
Do y'all think Jimmy G will go to Seattle?
They're not trading Jimmy. I really don't think they're going to trade Jimmy G to a...
No. If they get rid of Jimmy G, it's not going to be in the division.
If they do, that will be wild.
That'll be stupid.
I think it's
especially too. They're going.
I'll be honest with you. I think it's stupid to get rid of Jimmy G myself.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't prepared Lance.
You don't know if Lance is ready or not.
Yeah,
and you know what you got from Jimmy G, a guy that had you basically one play from the Super Bowl.
I think they're trying to appease. They trying to appease Debo, but I don't know what, because if I'm the 49ers, if I am entertaining the thought of getting rid of Jimmy G, I want to get something for him. I want to get something for him. He's not just leaving empty-handed, and I don't just want trade picks. I don't want draft picks. I want something valuable that I can use now, because Jimmy G just took you to the he's taking you to the NFC title game. I mean,
he took you to 2 NFC championships and won a Super Bowl.
He's beat Green Bay. I want something. Yeah, he does. Jimmy gets a lot of hate. He does.
Especially if you look
and he's from Illinois. Y'all better leave Jimmy G alone.
If you look at the 49ers record when he plays and when he don't play, it's crazy. Yeah. I mean, when he plays, he wins.
Like, don't get me wrong. I understand he's a glorified game manager, but he doesn't throw away the game, and that's important. He might not do too much to win the game, but he doesn't throw it away. And that's all you can pretty much ask for.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jimmy G.
I think the 49ers are making a mistake.
I think they just want to start some stuff. They're not going to get rid of Jimmy G.
If they do get rid of him, they're just doing it because they want to try to prove they were right moving up in the draft and getting Lance.
Well, I mean, you haven't used them. It's almost as bad as what Green Bay did with Jordan Love.
Yeah,
actually worse because they moved up to what, like
the third pick.
I mean, they moved up to the third pick, dude.
I just don't think. I think if they trade him, I think they're saying Trey Lance is ready, and they like how Trey Lance look.
I don't think so, though. I mean, we haven't really seen Trey Lance, and you can't judge that based on scrimmages and practice throws. So we haven't seen him in real life game situations. We've seen Jimmy G. I don't know. I mean, 49ers do a lot of backward stuff. That's why Debo trying to lead that mess.
I mean, they might think he's ready. I just don't think he's ready.
I don't think he's ready. And if they think he's ready based off what you see in practice, then you're a damn fool.
I know the little bit he played last year, he didn't look ready. But
I don't know who looked worse, him or Jordan Love.
No, I think Jordan Love. I think they just put Jordan Love in a bad situation. Next thing you know, Aaron Rodgers won 2 back-to-back MVPs. You can't.
Aaron Rodgers said, "You guys ain't replacing me that damn easy." Start playing MVP level football.
That's like the thing. Like they poked Aaron Rodgers. So one thing you shouldn't do, but I understood why they need a new quarterback. I just think the first round was a bad time to get him.
Yeah, especially when you could have got a weapon, even if it's a defensive weapon.
I honestly think if it was like
get a player that's going to help you that year.
Because I think if it was even like a 3rd or 4th round pick, I think Aaron Rodgers might just he's a 3rd, 4th round. But you got him at the first pick, like a 1st round pick. That basically saying we plan on starting him soon.
And moved up in the 1st round to get him. It's crazy. All right, let's get to final thoughts. What you got, Rob?
Man, just waiting on some sports to start happening again, man. I miss sports very badly. Trying to get into a little baseball, but haven't had the best of luck. So I am excited to get ready to talk about some football in the upcoming weeks, baby.
And if you're a fight fan, there's some UFC and Bellator on this weekend.
Oh, speaking of fighting, man, shout out to Ryan Garcia for that great knockout. It's a good one.
You think? Before I want to ask y'all this.
He ain't ready for Tank. If that's
who's
what you
better, Devin Haney or Tank?
Devin Haney.
Thank you. That's all I have to say.
Devin Haney is better, and I believe if Tank fights Devin Haney, it's gonna be a
people saying
clinic.
Tank will knock him out. Tank is scared to fight.
Tank is. Don't get me wrong.
Devin Haney will give Tank the business.
Don't get me wrong. Tank is a hell of a fighter, and he proved a lot to me in that Rolly fight because I thought Rolly would have had a chance to knock his ass out. I think Rolly hits hard, but Tank showed that he clearly can outbox Rolly, and then he caught him with a great knockout. But when it comes to Devin Haney, Haney is just miles ahead of the competition. I mean, Haney is a true student of the game. You can tell that fight he had out there in Australia. I mean, he put on a clinic, and I just don't think Tank is ready for something like that. They was bogus for them ratings.
Yeah, the ratings were bad this year.
They were. How did Jamar Chase not make it?
Jamar Chase is like a 93, 92.
Tyler Lockett is number 9. Are you kidding me?
Not Tyler Lockett.
They got Amari Cooper. Are you kidding me?
Amari Cooper.
I'm sorry, Chris. I ain't mean to go into a whole nother conversation.
Dude, no, that's on. They have Nick Chubb and Derrick Henry rated above Taylor.
They crazy, dude. Like, man. Hey.
Oh, that's what Chris got. Nick Chubb. Hold up, Nick Chubb. Did Jonathan Taylor lead the league in rushing last year?
Right, I can see Derrick Henry, but not
Derrick Henry.
They have Derrick Henry at 97, Nick Chubb at 96. Them are the top 2 running backs.
Nah,
I think Jonathan Taylor.
I think Taylor's better than Chubb.
Best running back in the league. Jonathan Taylor is the second best running back in the league. And one might even argue, on a level playing field. I don't know. Derrick Henry is just too much of a monster. But Jonathan Taylor, he took over as the league's best running back when Derrick Henry was down. To me.
Yeah, but Jamar Chase is the biggest snub. You got
oh my God, that list was horrible. Damian, you trying to start something bringing that up. That list was horrible.
I haven't even looked at the whole list yet.
It was horrible. Once I saw Jamar Chase wasn't on the list, I didn't want to look at it anymore. But when I saw Tyler Lockett's name on there, nothing against Tyler, but dude, you're a glorified Deshaun Jackson. You're just a deep ball guy.
I haven't even played. I ain't played Madden for the last.
And I see why I haven't played in years.
It's probably been about a couple years.
Do y'all know Myles Garrett is the only 99 overall?
Yep.
No, Devontae Adams is a 99.
No, Devontae Adams. Don't trip me. Yeah, Devontae Adams, Myles Garrett. Cooper Kupp is not.
Right.
Kelsey.
That's what I was looking at too. Cooper Kupp was the second best receiver in football. Actually, the first best if we talk
Travis
about
Kelsey's the best wide receiver, best tight end in football, and he's a 98.
Crazy.
Tyreek Hill's a 97.
They better have Tom Brady as a 99.
That's what pissed me off with Tyreek Hill's a 97. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
He's not better than D-Hop. I'm like,
I think Tyreek Hill is overrated.
I think Tyreek Hill's like a 94, 95.
I think he's like maybe a 12 to 15 receiver.
And you know, C-Mac is
thank you.
You know, C-Mac's a 96.
Get out of here.
C-Mac higher than.
Are you talking about Christian McCaffrey?
Yeah,
they got him higher than Taylor as well.
Are we talking about the same guy that can't stay healthy?
Jonathan Taylor's a 95.
Come on, man.
TJ Watt's a 96. I didn't understand that, and he won Defensive Player of the Year.
How the hell is Watt still 96?
That's what I'm saying. There's so many discrepancies in that Madden voting and that Madden rating system.
I'd like to know how they come up with that system. Like,
I would want to know. 2K's more accurate than Madden.
Way more accurate.
Like, if you play 2K, what they base it on? How do you come up with your ratings? Let me know.
I guess seasons don't matter. Like the season before.
Clearly, because
back in the day it did. Like Chris, back in the day, Madden, if you had a bad season, you was like if you're a quarterback, you was average, you're like in the 84s, 85. If you're a quarterback that's a Pro Bowl, all pro caliber, it was like 89, 90 and above.
Yeah, and then the next season, if you had a good season, your rating would go up.
Yes, it's like that. Now I don't know how, because back in the day, it went up, 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 up. Same thing with, like, I'm not gonna lie, most of the time quarterback was a 90. The MVP, the quarterback was a 99 overall. Now this year, I don't know why they're not doing it, but I personally never seen Aaron Donald's not 99 overall. He's the best player in football.
I haven't played Madden in a couple of years. I used to play it all the time. I was a big Madden fan.
I'm not gonna lie, I still love Madden, but it's like one of them games you have to play against somebody.
Yeah, I'm just saying. No, I should rephrase that. Now, if there's somebody here, I'll play it with somebody. That's just not a game I like playing by myself. I like playing against somebody. Or like playing online against somebody. I can do that too.
No, I'll play video game. I'll get on 2K.
I used to play. You know what? 2K pissed me off so bad. I was a consistent 2K player maybe 2-3 years ago, and I was playing the Pro-Ham, and I got the steal, and I was going for a fast break dunk, and they literally made my players stop and shoot from the free throw line, and I turned off the game, and I haven't played 2K since. I didn't yell, I didn't scream, I just got up, turned off the game, and then started watching TV.
I play 2K some. I like the MLB The Show.
I like UFC too.
I like UFC. I have that, and I'll play golf. I like the golf game too, especially when people come over or play against each other online.
I used to love Fight Night. Real. Like that was my game.
Yeah.
I used to hurt people in that game.
Used to play Mortal Kombat back in the day.
Oh man, Mortal Kombat was the classic. Classic.
NBA Jams.
They had that on the phone.
2K though was my game. 2K was my game, and they just start cheating, man. I couldn't take it no more.
That's how I felt about Madden.
Try to score a touchdown and you can't get in the end zone.
I'm like, y'all gonna have to do something.
All right, Deontay, you got any final thoughts?
Football season's around the corner. My Chargers bolt up. We're gonna be ready, and I need to start a fantasy football league. That's what I need to do this year.
We were talking about maybe doing one for the morning show. Robert brought it up. I think that'd be pretty cool.
I said we should do one for the morning show and actually keep track of it. Like we talk about the stats of what happened in football real time, and then we can go into our league stats, and I think that'll be more engaging with the audience. I really think so. I want to dedicate a show to just fantasy football. I think
I thought about doing that on my podcast.
On the rise.
I thought about doing that on my podcast, like talk about my fantasy section for a little bit, and then I discuss it because fantasy football is probably one of the biggest things in sports.
It is.
Oh, yeah,
it is. Huge. It is. Besides playing Super Bowl squares at the end of the year. I love my squares. I need about 3-4 squares now.
Oh yeah, I know a guy that does them for races, for everything.
I love it, bro. So yeah, I'm excited about football. I definitely am.
It's probably the most excited I've been about any NFL season I've been in a long time.
Yeah, I feel like sports has been off for too long now.
Damien said, "Can I join y'all fantasy league if y'all do one?"
Damien, you welcome with me, my boy. You are ultimate troll, but you can join. I love to troll you a lot.
You coming on unscripted tomorrow night for listen to Frankie and Jay go at it during the Houston and Yankees?
I'm thinking about it. If I can leave work in time, I'm thinking about it.
I'm gonna get on there for a little bit because I have an interview before, and then I'm airing a wrestling show after it. So I'll probably get on there for a little bit.
I might have to hear Jay and Frankie.
I'm thinking about it.
It'll be funny.
I know it's gonna be epic. I mean, Frankie is even now talking mess to Pride. Who saw that coming? So, Frankie and his Yankees. I guess when it comes to the Yankees, it's definitely all about Frankie.
He wants all the smoke.
He wants all the smoke.
Yeah. He's gonna be hurt if the Yankees end up losing.
Oh my God! Can you picture the Astros winning the World Series or something?
Oh man!
That?
Jay will never let it go.
Oh, he will not. He will not, and I will be here for it. Oh, you got any final thoughts, Chris?
No, just ready for baseball to come back, so I have some more sports to watch.
Yeah,
football's only about a month away. And college football is going to be interesting this year because you got all these coaches going back and forth about this NIL stuff. So I'm going to be interested in seeing. I think it's going to take 4 or 5 years before the NIL really affects the landscape.
Yeah,
let some of these teams catch up with the other teams. I'm interested in that. Got big weekend this weekend. Like I said, doing a show at a fair, so that's going to be ready for that. And I want to thank you guys for coming on. I think this was a great show today. We talked about a lot of different things.
Oh yeah, man, this was a great show. I think I'm gonna be taking a break for a while until it's more to talk about because it's hard. Like I had to pass up on those scripted yesterday. I'm like, is it gonna be all baseball talk? I don't watch it enough to give my 2 cents on that matter. So.
I got on there for a little bit. I was late because I was doing it. I had a wrestling interview.
Yeah.
I had the owner of that promotion that we're doing this Saturday. He came on the show yesterday. And I got a wrestler coming on tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully one day I can add some contribution to baseball talk. But until then, it's just football and basketball for me. We could talk boxing if you want.
Get you back on the wrestling podcast.
Oh, again. We could definitely talk wrestling.
We had a good time that day.
On. Yeah, it's been. Yeah, I can't wait to come talk with you and your pops, man. You guys, it's all you see. They've made them the tag team champions in AEW.
Yep,
we talked about that. So
yeah, I was shocked. You were the first person I thought of.
Like I said, I get.
I wanted to see them. I wanted to see them as tag team champions.
How you feel about Austin Theory with the Money in the Bank?
I mean, they doing what you need to do for a character like that. If you're gonna go that route with him being Vince McMahon's protege, you got to push him to the moon. But I think he can hold his own as a heel, and he's a pretty good wrestler. So I don't really have a problem with Austin Theory. He just doesn't have that pizzazz that you used to from a normal villain. But I think with a little bit more work, he can get there. But to me, WWE kind of been on a standstill as of late. To me, so I like Liv Morgan as the champion though. Yeah. I'm glad they gave her an opportunity.
I think SummerSlam is going to be pretty good.
I hope so, man. I'm tired of seeing Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. I know that.
That's the only. That's the only people.
I'm tired of seeing that. Like I'm tired of seeing that. and they trying to promote it. Oh, this is gonna be, last man standing, and all. We've seen so many iterations of Brock versus Roman. It's really time. I understand you feel like Brock should only be fighting for the title, but if you're not gonna put the title on Brock, either he's gonna have to fight other wrestlers and get other feuds, or he's just gonna have to step away from the business.
Who, Roman?
But I don't know Brock Lesnar. I don't want to keep seeing him fight for the title. Either give him the title or let him go.
But who else is going? They made it at the point
he can fight Drew. He can fight Drew McIntyre. He can fight. There's a lot of people who Roman and Brock can fight.
No, but they're at the point Drew McIntyre won, but they made basically Roman invincible. Like he's beating John Cena. He's beating Bobby Lashley. No, they should make like him to Bobby Lashley. I think will be a perfect.
That's what I'm saying. It's fights out there that you can make happen, and you can bring in Rich Steiner's son. Yeah, he bring him up from NXT and have.
I think he's going to end up being a big star.
Yeah, he looks. What about Gabriel Stevenson? When is he supposed to be?
He's supposed to be wrestling again.
He's going back to college. Yeah, or going back to wrestle another year of college, trying to win another national championship.
Yeah,
and. Drew's one. I think Drew and Roman storyline would be great.
Man, you think about Drew, you think about Bobby Lashley. You can have Sheamus go crazy, go heel, and it's a lot of
Cesaro left because Cesaro and him was a nice good one.
Man, Cesaro did what he needed. Cesaro was the only person I think that left WWE that should have left WWE a long time ago.
Me too.
Because they didn't know what to do with Cesaro, and that dude is. Yeah, he might not be the best talker, but what he does in the ring is simply amazing. Yeah. It's amazing. That dude is a top-notch athlete.
He's a great worker in the ring.
Like, dude, he should have got a title just off default. Put a Paul Heyman with him. Don't have him talk. You don't like him to talk? Give him a mouthpiece. But what he does in the ring, the strength that this dude has, it's amazing.
And we're doing Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say we're doing a show in a couple of weeks where the Pope, Elijah Burke's going to be there. So that'll be cool.
Yeah, the Pope.
Get to talk to him again.
I follow him on Instagram. He's a funny guy. I love the Pope.
He's a good guy. He does a lot of charity things, and he's a good dude.
I love the Pope. I mean, I became a fan of him in the early TNA days. The Pope.
I liked him when he was in WWE when he was Elijah Brooks in ECW.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, but when he started doing this Pope persona, that's when you got to see a lot of his swagger come out. Yep. That dude, man, he's hilarious.
I got to meet him last time. It was cool. I'm going to see if maybe this time I can get a little interview with him.
Yeah, I think The Rock made it. The Rock made it so cool to talk about yourself in third person. Like The Rock said. So now you start looking up and everybody. The Pope wants you to,
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He's a good dude, man. I watched him. He stood out there for about an hour after the show was over talking to fans.
So that's what you do, man. You got to show that appreciation. I think a lot of wrestlers forget what they went through to get to where they at. Daniel Bryan, he's one of those guys, man. I love the respect he gives to the fans. Because he remembered those days when he was wrestling with 20 people in the crowd, and now you look up and you selling out arenas and everybody's doing your chant.
I seen him at an independent show before
he good people.
I'm a huge Daniel Bryan.
I love Daniel Bryan, or what's his name now, Bryan Danielson. I'm a huge fan of him.
I saw John Moxley at independent shows before he was ever in the WWE.
I love John Moxley too. I'm glad he's the champ again. Interim, of course, but I'm glad to see him with the title. I'm interested to see this Painmaker versus Eddie Kingston match. I ain't gonna lie about that.
Oh yeah, tonight.
I want to see that. I'm gonna check that out.
Barbed wire death match.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, let me real quick before we go look up Game Changer Wrestling. It was like 2 weeks ago. I can't remember the name of the show, but type in Game Changer Wrestling Hoodfoot. Wrestler Hoodfoot, dude. These two guys took these light tubes, broken in half, and they had both of them had it like they were fucking sword fighting with these light tubes and were stabbing each other.
What the hell?
He stabbed that dude in the arm, dude, and his skin just like filleted, and his skin was just flapping.
Oh.
they had to end up stopping the match. This guy came out and wrapped a rag around it, and Hoodfoot got up and was going to try to wrestle again. Like, no, you got to go to the hospital. It was crazy. Me and Dad was watching.
You said Game Changer Wrestling?
Yes.
Wow. That's the Mick Foley days of wrestling right there.
They had like 5 death matches on that card. We watched it because there was like 4 or 5 guys from Indiana independent wrestling.
Yeah.
We do the shows and we know them.
Yeah.
They were wrestling on that Game Changer card. So we watched it, and we actually done a watch along for it.
Yeah.
Man, it was crazy.
I can only imagine, dude. You know what? I feel like these wrestlers on these independent circuits try to kill each other.
And you're not making enough money to be doing the shit that kind of shit, dude.
And they be trying to kill each other. Hey, more power to them. I guess they just try to put on a show.
Most of them have to work shoot jobs because you don't make enough wrestling. You're out here trying to kill yourself wrestling. You ain't gonna be able to go to work or your shoot job.
Yeah, that's facts right there.
Oh,
I love independent wrestling. I watch more of it than I watch the TV shows. Like I said, we'll be at a show this weekend. We've been at a show every day or every Saturday or Sunday this month. We've been at a show every weekend, and I'm booked for about every weekend next month as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I
to get some ASAP passes to these shows.
Yeah, I've been saving. I've been building up content. I'm about to start doing one-on-one interviews instead of just doing straight anchor now. So I've just been practicing on that. I'm waiting to open it during football season. So I've been busy too. Yeah. I'm be having interviews on top of interviews, so I can just record them.
I have 4. 3 last week, and I've done 3 interviews last week, and I have 3 this week. I'm working on scheduling some for next week.
I'm trying to get back into the game, man. The real job has been calling my name lately, so I'm about to get off with y'all and get back to work for about an hour or 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually start working on some stuff for the show for this weekend.
Yeah, same here.
Getting some stuff ready, but hey, I appreciate you guys coming on.
Yes,
appreciate everybody watching. We had a lot of comments today. I like when the comment section is going.
Yes, sir.
Me too.
We will see you guys tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. I think Jay's going to be on. I think Jonathan said he'd be on tomorrow. Deontay, you going to be on tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm going to try.
All right.
I'm going to try to pop on for a second.
Yeah, I know Rob, if he can get on, he gets all things on work schedule. Hell, sometimes he's not at work.
I sneak in. Even now, I've been answering emails while we've been talking. You got to keep it going, baby. You got to work for what you want. This is eventually what I want to do. So,
yep.
Got to keep my face and my name out there, y'all. Y'all remember the boy that's hot, the boy Rob Scott, coming to a TV near you very soon, baby.
Gotta keep getting that name out there.
Yes, Lord.
That's the only way. All right. I thank you guys for joining us. We will see you guys tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern, here on the ASAP Sports Network.
We go.
Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.